Good evening, everybody, and welcome to another night of Doniphan High School basketball. You're listening and watching Current River Broadcasting. Tonight we got the Donettes and the Dexter Lady Bearcats coming your way. Of course, we'll have the junior varsity game first. Coming up in that second game, it'll be a rematch of the Twin Rivers Lady Royals Christmas Classic Championship game. The Donettes won that game. I believe it ended up winning by 4, but they hit a couple of late three-pointers to make that a 4-point game at the end. A little bit bigger spread than that till right at the end. So Dexter looking for a little revenge here tonight, but they're going to have to do it on the Donettes home court. First of all, we got the JV game for you, and Dalton and I were talking a while ago. By the way, this is Keith Bowman, Dalton Pennington alongside, and hard to believe a school the size of Dexter can only field, I believe, 13 players total, because I've seen 5 out there shooting around for the varsity before their JV come out, and they've got 8 out there on the floor right now. And Dexter's a pretty good-sized town.
Yeah, in matter of fact, in our baseball district, I can't speak for the other sports, but Dexter, along with Kennett, are the two big ones that we go up against. We're kind of the little dogs as far as Class 4 baseball goes. We're actually right there at the cut line of being maybe 4, maybe 3, so that's kind of up in the air every year. It seems like there's us and one other school that are kind of teetering on the edge, and then you've got Dexter kind of further up at the top. So, like you said, you look at the Donettes warming up on the right side, and then you look at Dexter over here on the left, you would think we were playing East Carter again maybe, a much smaller school fielding 13, 14 girls, which for a school their size, pretty good numbers.
Yeah.
But then you look at the Donettes, and there's a lot of wide out there in those warm-up tops that they've got. And that also kind of goes to what we were talking about the night that the little Nets, the little intramural league showed up and played to cheer on the Donettes and to sit right behind the bench. That's kind of a culture thing, and that's one thing that you can really attribute to Coach Epps, I feel like, is kind of a winning culture, a winning mindset. And when you have a program like that, people want to play for it. Nobody wants to go be a loser, and not that that's what Dexter is either, but
no.
It's a mindset, and I think Coach Epps has done a great job of kind of setting the tone at that.
Well, you were saying they had several different age groups in that the youth league basketball. In a league, they play traveling ball, right?
Travel ball, yeah.
Yeah, and they get to play some competition now in those traveling teams. But we're getting set for the JV game. By the way, before we go any farther, I do want to mention, I just found out, Dalton already knew it, but the Donettes in the Max Preps High School basketball poll are ranked 7th, was it 7th in the state, right?
7th, yes.
In Class 4. They're not in there on the coaches poll, but I don't know, looked like it had been a while since they've done the coaches poll.
Well, and the thing with that Max Preps also, what they do in that, it's an algorithm that takes your like opponents that you've played, it takes your record, strength of schedule, and it kind of spits out a ranking, and then it divides them, of course, by the right class, 1, 2, 3, and 4. And when they did that, it generates the Donettes at 7. And we talked about how Ava is currently ranked 5, 6, or 7, or wherever they were. They actually fall behind the Donettes all the way at like 9 or 10. So that makes that matchup even more intriguing. One of the last games of the year coming up.
Well, the starters for the Dexter Lady Bearcats junior varsity team will be number 2, Abby Lloyd, number 4, Kate Nichols, number 11, Phoebe Worley, number 22, Marie Fees, and Allison Turnbow, number 30. Dexter wearing red total full uniforms with black numbers and white trim. The Donettes wearing their home whites with gold numbers and black trim. And the Donettes will start Kinsey and Maddie Reedus, Sarah Owen, Micah Burton, and Peyton Lowry. Dexter will go from right to left here in the first half, and the Donettes from left to right, and ready to get the JV game underway. Here on this nice warm Monday, but that's going to change tomorrow from what they're saying.
It's been gorgeous the last 2 days, and here we are going right back to winter again.
And the tip is bounced around, and it's going to go out of bounds, I think, off of Dexter. It'll be Donette's ball. So 3 seconds in, ball tipped out of bounds by the Lady Bearcats. And they set up in a 1-2-2 zone. Maddie Reedus dribbles left side, gives it to Peyton Lowry. Back to Reedus between the circles. She swings it to Burton on the right side. Back on the wing, Maddie Reedus. In the lane to Kenzie Reedus kicks it out on the wing. Now over to Maddie Reedus, drives into the paint. Her shot off the glass is good. Donettes break on top, 2-0. And they'll set up in a 2-2-1 full court zone press. And number 2 there, that is Abby Lloyd. She's going to be called for a double dribble. And that'll turn it over to the Donettes. They forgot to turn the clock on. Look at that. It's still 6:57.
Oh, no, yeah.
Micah Burton fakes the three-pointer, hands it off to Reedus, turns, shoots, and scores off the glass. Both the Reedus girls have 2 points apiece, and both of them use that backboard right out in front. Dexter back the other way. They throw it over the top, and the pass is caught underneath by Phoebe Worley, but she shuffled her feet. And that'll be another turnover on Dexter. Dexter's coached by Eric Seitz. Actually, his assistant coach is a lady. I don't know her name. Looks like she's coaching the JV. Donettes with it against that zone. We get a steal from Abby Lloyd. Heads back the other way, takes it down the left side, and Peyton Lowry comes up from behind, knocks the ball out of bounds. And we got a officials timeout here for some reason or another. Oh, they're checking on who. That ball went out of bounds on the tip. They're going to check and see who the possession goes to. So they've got it pointing towards Dexter. The bounce pass comes into Abby Lloyd. Gives it back in the corner. A long three-pointers, an air ball by Allison Turnbow. Micah Burton with a rebound. Gives it to Maddie Reedus. Lobs it right wing. A little too high for Lowry, but she does run it down. She's double teamed in the corner. Reedus has to come out off the block. Takes it in the paint. Kicks it over to Owen. And she overshoots Maddie Reedus, but Lowry's there to pick it up, and then she double dribbles. She was fumbling it around there a little bit. Well, the Donettes will set back up in the press. They've got a couple of turnovers already. Turnbow gives it to Nichols. Nichols dribbles up the right side, throws it in the middle to Lloyd. Coach Epps thought that Lowry should have intercepted that, and it looked like she should have. It kind of went right through her hand. Fees with the basketball. Hands it off to Nichols. Now to Turnbow. Turnbow back out front. Abby Lloyd with it. Donettes play man-to-man. I don't know, Dalton, are we supposed to say woman to woman? I always wondered about that, because
in this day and age, it's a possibility, but it's just one of those sports terms, guard your man.
Well, I think when I watch college games, they always say man-to-man when the women are playing.
Right.
So. Pass almost intercepted. Now it's loose on the floor. Picked up by Owen. Tries to heave it up the floor, and she tried a two-hand chest pass. And Coach Epps is telling her she probably should have thrown a baseball pass. They probably would have had a layup, but it's still Donette's ball. It was tipped out of bounds by Dexter. 4:59 to go in the first quarter. The Donettes lead this junior varsity contest 4-0. Reedus over on the left side to Lowry. In the corner, Burton down low. Reedus turns and goes back the other way. Hits that glass again, scores again. 4 points for Kenzie Reedus. Turnbow got it in the middle of the floor. Hands it up to Abby Lloyd. Throws it cross court to Nichols. Back to Lloyd. Holds the ball on her hip. 4.5 minutes left first quarter. Donettes with a 6-0 lead. Now she passes it to Nichols, right side. Now to Turnbow. And number 11, haven't called her name but once, Phoebe Worley. In the corner it goes to Turnbow. Now she's double teamed, and they're going to say she traveled with it. Burton and Maddie Reedus had her double teamed right in the very corner. Dexter will drop back into the 1-2-2 zone. They've got Nichols on the front of that zone. Owen gives it left side to Lowry. Now back to Burton. She is wide open, fakes the shot, going to take it in. Shot high off the glass, and it's good. 4 buckets, Dalton, and 4 balls, all of them off the glass. Love to see that.
It's good fundamental basketball.
Dexter got a chance here to score. Left-handed layup, no good. Bothered by Kenzie Reedus. And that was Worley put that up. And then on the rebound, we've got a foul against Dexter. foul was on Abby Lloyd. They called it on Worley. That is their first team foul. Owen gives it left side to Lowry. Owen cuts through the middle. She's going to take it in. She puts it up, missed it. Reedus with the rebound, missed it, got it back again. And she's going to take it out to Lowry. And the Donettes will reset. 3:20 to go in the first quarter. Lob pass in the corner to Owen. Drops it off to Reedus. Turns over that right shoulder. Lets the defense go by, and she goes up. And we're going to have another foul on Dexter. Shot wouldn't fall. And that one's on 22. That is Marie Fees. Kenzie Reedus, first free throw of the night, and she knocks it in. Second one is good as it bounces around and gets a lot of the rim, but it falls in. That gives Kenzie Reedus 6 points. And a jumper from the free throw line and banked it in is Abby Lloyd. Everybody's using the backboard, even on jump shots from 15, 16 feet out. Coach Epps hollering, move the ball. Micah Burton lobs it in. Perfect pass to Reedus. Goes to the other side and lays it in. She lobbed that over there just perfect over the defense. Lloyd passes up the floor with Fees. Out to Turnbow for three, and it's good. Allison Turnbow gets the first three-pointer of the game. Cuts the Donettes lead to 7 at 12-5. Over in the other corner, Micah Burton trying to answer back, and it's no good. Mackenzie Reedus has got another one rebound, and we got another foul on Dexter. That one's on Fees. That will be her second foul, and the third team foul on Dexter. Donettes will inbound it. Fouled her before it was on the rebound, I believe. Now number 14, Alyssa Warren, 5'5" sophomore, checks in for Dexter, replacing Fees. Reedus inbounds to Burton. Out to Lowry. Dribbles over towards the left side. Gives it back to Reedus in the center of the floor. Now left side, Burton. Dribbles in. He cut off there. And her pass is batted, and it's going to go out of bounds. Last touch by Peyton Lowry. By the way, Coach Cagle told me if you wanted to interview him at halftime, I forgot to tell you.
I think it's becoming a competition between him and Epps. I think they're just going to go back and listen to each other talk. And
that's what. Nice there by Dexter as they get a fast break layup by Turnbow. They broke the press easily that time. Emily Slayton has checked into the game for the Donettes, and she replaced Peyton Lowry. Lob inside to Reedus again, has to go out and catch it. Pass now to Sarah Owen. Then she lobs it under. Reedus turns, shoots, and it won't go. But she draws another foul. That's the third of the fourth fouls that Reedus has drawn underneath, and she'll make her second trip to the free throw line where she made 2 of 2 the first time. And she already has 8 points in this first quarter. Got a minute 40 to go. Donettes up 12-7. Next one is good. Now, Kennedy, I'm going to say wrapped. I don't know if that's right. Kay's probably silent. You think?
Yeah, probably.
Wrapped. Checks in for Dexter. That one a little long. And a rebound run down in the corner by Warren. We're going to have a foul on Maddie Reedus. That'll be her first team foul on the Donettes here in the first quarter. 13-7, Donettes lead by 6 with 1:38 to play in the first quarter. Now the Donettes look like they're going to go straight up man-to-man full court. Rapp with the ball, gets it in the middle of the floor. Pass ahead, too high. And they're looking to get that ball down and get that 2-on-1 on the back person on the defense. Of course, the Donettes weren't playing a zone press that time, so it may be a little harder to do that. They throw it out of bounds, and the Donettes get it on the turnover. Maddie Reedus, center of the floor, Sarah Owen. Over to Emily Slayton. Slayton down to Burton on the left wing. In the lane, Reedus again. Turns, And she missed that one. And they're going to go get her for going over the back. That is her first, second team foul on the Donettes. Bounce pass comes into Nichols. Give it over to Lloyd. Lloyd gets it across the half line. Guarded closely by Slate. Passes over on the right side to Rapp. Now to Nichols with the volleyball line. Back to Lloyd. Gives it to Nichols, left elbow. Back out front, now between the circles with 45 seconds to go. Lloyd back to Nichols. Nichols dribbles into the paint, takes it all the way down, and no good, but she's fouled. And she'll shoot two. That one's on Micah Burton. Now the Donettes have 3 team fouls. Addie Arnold coming to the scorer's table to check in, along with Bailey Honeycutt. First free throw, no good. Burton and Owen will check out. And I'm pretty sure that the Reedus girls will probably play the whole first quarter, don't you think, Dalton, the way Coach Epps usually does it?
I would think so.
Second one's up good. And it's 13-8. Donettes lead by 5 with 40 seconds left in the first quarter. Reedus tries to dribble through a double team there. And we got a foul. This one's going to be on Abby Lloyd. That's her first. 5th team foul on Dexter. The Donettes will inbound it. .30 seconds left in the first quarter. Honeycutt, left corner. Looking inside, nobody open. Back out to Reedus. Cross-court pass. Arnold. Hands it to Slayton. Slayton. And she drug that pivot foot. That defensive man flashed out in front of Maddie Reedus, and she tried to go to the corner, but before she could do it, she drug her pivot foot. Well, Dexter's got a chance to slice that lead a little bit more here before the end of the first quarter. Lloyd hands the ball to Rapp. Slayton switches off on her. Now over to Nichols, way behind the three-point line. Nichols hands it to Rapp, long three-pointer, no good. Reedus with the rebound, gives it to Slayton, and she's going to throw it up, but it's going to come up well short. That'll be the end of the first quarter. Donettes lead Dexter 13-8 in this junior varsity contest. Stay with us. Welcome back, everybody. Keith Bowman and Dalton Pennington at Doniphan High School. At the end of the first quarter, the JV Donettes lead Dexter 13-8. And it's going to be Dexter's basketball as they send out Rapp, Warren, Nichols, and let's see, Fees is back out there, along with number 11, Phoebe Worley. Man-to-man defense by the Donettes. Nichols has it out front. Throws it in the corner. That's Fees back out front. They swing it around to Rapp. Over on the right side. Back to Nichols, and then she dribbles back in the center of the floor, and they reset. Slayton knocks it away from her. Nichols will pick it up. Passes it over. Ooh, she might have drug her pivot foot there. Got away with it. That was Warren. Nichols dribbles into the paint. Throws up a hook shot, no good. And a nice block out by Bailey Honeycutt. Donettes have Burton, Honeycutt, as Burton goes in, puts it up and scores. Looked like she's a little out of control, but got it to go. Sarah Owen, Bailey Honeycutt, Micah Burton, Addie Arnold, and Emily Slayton on the floor for the Donettes. Still in the full court man-to-man. Nichols gives it to Rapp. Rapp hands it off. Excuse me, that was Warren handed it off to Rapp. And now Nichols is going to throw it out of bounds. 15-8 is our score. The Donettes lead by 7. 5:44 left in the first half. Slayton gets a screen from Honeycutt. Over to Burton. In the lane to Owen. Owen going to go up with it. Can't get it to go. Gets the rebound. Puts it up and scores. And one. She's going to get the free throw as well. And she padded those rebound stats as well there. Might have took an assist away from somebody, but Sarah Owen at the free throw line. And the free throw's good. That puts the Donettes back up by 10, 18-8. Bounce comes into Warren. Hands it back to Rapp, up to Nichols. Gives it back to Rapp. Finally gets it across the timeline. They give it back to Nichols. With Lloyd out of the game right now, Nichols is running the point. Nichols has got it, right wing. Puts it on the floor, gives it left side. Three-pointer put up by Warren. It's no good. An air ball saved in bounds by Rapp, and she saved it right to Bailey Honeycutt. Pass up the floor. Arnold, and she travels. Peyton Lowry back in the game. And she'll replace Addie Arnold. 5 minutes exactly left in the first half. Bounce pass comes to Warren. She gives it right back to Rapp, who inbounded it. She dribbles a couple times, gives it to Nichols. Nichols passes it up ahead. The ball's tipped by Peyton Lowry. It's going to go out of bounds. Stay with Dexter. Over on the right side. Rapp to inbound it. Gets it into Nichols. Donettes defense making it hard for them to get anything inside. They're running that weave out front. And after they run it a little bit, now they try to throw it inside. Sarah Owen tips it away. Picked up by Slayton. Slayton hounded by Nichols. In the corner to Burton. In the lane, Owen turns over to that left shoulder, right shoulder, and banks it in. She put a little fake to the left and went to the right. She was wide open. Warren, and she almost lost it, but she gets it before it goes out of bounds, gives it to Rapp. And Slayton's going to reach in and knock it away from her, and it's going to go off of Rapp. The Donettes have built that lead back up to 12 points. Almost halfway through the second quarter, 3:54 to go. Slayton passes left side to Burton. Burton's going to dribble in, put up a short jumper, and won't go. Battle for the rebound. Sarah Owen gets it, turns, shoots, no good. And the rebound comes down to Thies of Dexter, and her outlet pass is knocked out of bounds by Peyton Lowry. Dexter will inbound it deep in the back court. Nichols comes and gets it. Slayton making her work. Making her reverse her dribble and crossover to get it across. Hands it off to Rapp. Rapp comes back towards the left side. Hands it to Warren, and Micah Burton tips it into the back court. And then she knocks it out of bounds. And the Donettes defense is pretty much smothering Dexter right now. And Addie Arnold's going to come back in the game, or she'll replace Emily Slayton. Rapp throws it in. Nice catch there by Nichols. And is she going to be tied up? Good defense by Micah Burton. And it'll be Donettes ball on the alternating possession. 3 minutes and 10 seconds left in the second quarter. Donette's looking to extend a 12-point lead. Burton open from 15 and shoots at about 15 and a half, but the air ball's picked up by Arnold on the other side. Gives it to Lowry. Out of Burton, back to Lowry. Throws it in right elbow to Sarah Owen. And we're going to have another foul on Dexter, and that will put Sarah Owen at the free throw line. That'll be team foul number 7. Sarah Owen so far has 5 points. Kenzie Reedus has got 9 to lead the Donettes. That foul was on Alyssa Warren. That was her first. 1-and-1 for Owen. And that one rims out. And Nichols gets the rebound. Nichols tied up over there. Got to get some help. Finally, Rapp comes to the basketball, and another takeaway just by Peyton Lowry. She's going to take it all the way down, and we're going to have a foul out on the floor. Lowry got the steal. Now she's going to get to shoot a 1-and-1. That was on number 24, Kennedy Rapp. Free throw good by Lowry. And that is the first point of the ball game for Peyton Lowry. Two for two for Lowry. 22-8 Donettes. Rapp throws it up the floor. Nichols right down the center, and going to have a foul on Lowry. That is her first and team foul number 4 on the Donettes. Dexter will inbound underneath the left side of their basket. Inbounds. See number 12, that's Lily Crockett, a 5'6" sophomore in there. And Warren's going to shoot it high off the glass, no good. Burton with a rebound and she throws it away. Nichols picks it up and then she loses it, I think. Just lost it out of bounds. And it looks like Michael Burton will run the point now. Dribbles to the right side. Now reverses. Honeycutt wide open on the other side. She's going to try a 3. It's short. And Peyton Lowry almost had it, but Warren gets it for Dexter. Gives it to Fees. Fees up the floor. Rapp with it. Rapp, right wing, head of the key to Warren. Back to Rapp. Little baseline all the way under the basket. And a nice shot there. It looked like to me she was too far under to get that in there. But Kennedy Rapp with a 2-pointer. Makes it 22-10. Lowry down low to Owen and too high, but there's a push in the back. That might have been the reason it was too high.
Well, I thought the pass had actually gone over her head before she got pushed.
Well, it may have.
And I think that's why Dexter's upset over here. But, I mean, even if the pass hadn't gone out of bounds yet, you know, just can't get away with it. So,
yeah, if it pushes a push.
I think it's the right call, yeah.
Sarah Owen makes the first free throw. And she's got 6 points now, 2 of 3 from the free throw line. Make that 2 of 4. And a rebound run down by Fees. Up the floor to Rapp. Nichols got behind the defense. Donettes get back, and we're going to have a blocking foul. Arnold tried to draw the charge, but she was about a half a step late getting there. And that will put Kate Nichols at the free throw line for the Dexter Lady Bearcats. This is our first of 2 games tonight. Varsity game coming up later on. And that ought to be a good one. You know, the Donettes have not played since the 13th, I think it was.
I think that's correct, yeah.
And Matt told me that Dexter had not played since the 13th either. So Donettes had the Needlerville game canceled last week. Nichols makes both free throws. She has 3 points. And it's 23-12 as we wind down to a minute to play in the first half. Arnold looking for help. Burton comes out and helps her. Dexter still in the zone. Cross-court pass. Now Peyton Lowry, three-pointer, no good. And Arnold, I think, touched that last. Then she tried to act like she didn't touch it.
Hey, that's part of it. You got to sell it.
I think she could have got a hold of it, it looked like to me, though. 35 seconds left first half. Nichols hands it off to Rapp, gets it right back. Hands it to Warren. Warren hands it to Rapp. They're running that weave out front. They're not handoffs most of the time. Three-pointer up way long. And Owen with the rebound with 18 seconds left. Michael Burton comes back to get it from her. And the Donettes could go for the last shot here if they wish. 10 seconds left. Burton over to Lowry. Back to Burton. Now to Arnold. In the corner. Honeycutt fires a three, and it's good. Right with about 2 seconds to go in the half, Bailey Honeycutt. They run that play to perfection, and she hits a three. Makes the Donettes up 26-12 here at halftime of the junior varsity game. We'll take. Let's just go ahead and run down the scoring, and then we can take a little break.
Like he said, the score's 26-12. Donettes going into halftime with a 14-point lead. Looking at the Lady Bearcats, Abby Lloyd is going to have 2 points. Kate Nichols with 3. Kennedy, I think what we said, Rapp has got 2 points. And Allison Turnbow has 5. Looking at the Donettes, Maddie Reedus is going to have 2. Bailey Honeycutt with 3. Sarah Owen with 6. Micah Burton with 4. Kinsey Reedus has 9, and Peyton Lowry has 2. So the scoring has been done by the 2 tall girls down low for the Donettes. Kinsey Reedus with 9 and Sarah Owen with 6. So 15 of their points or so coming from the paint probably. And I do believe we've had some more than that. But the 2 big girls down low doing most of the scoring for the Donettes.
Well, Reedus got off to a good start there in the first quarter. Of course, Maddie and Kinsey both only played the first quarter.
Right.
And the way Coach Epps usually does it, first and fourth quarter, unless he absolutely needs them before that fourth quarter.
Right, and we talked about that earlier, or I was going to say this earlier, but we got to call on the play. But these JV games for the girls, for the boys, it's a little bit different. There is JV standings for the OFC tournament. The Donettes don't have a JV OFC tournament, so really these games are just warm-ups for the girls, and both of them being freshmen and sophomore, Maddie being the freshman, Kinsey being the sophomore. I'm like Coach Epps, why not log them as many minutes as you can? And the way he uses them in the varsity, they're going to get 4 quarters there because he's running them in. I'm sure he'll have a sub before the 6-minute mark tonight. I'm sure he's going to have 2 or 3. So anyway, it's just I like how he does it. So get them all the playing time you can, but also, you got to save them for the varsity because that's what matters in the girls' basketball.
Well, they'll probably get 6 quarters. I mean, they'll play in 6 quarters.
Yes.
They probably won't play 6 full quarters.
Right.
I love that about high school basketball, that they did that they get it. Because when I was in high school, you didn't do that. If you played 2 quarters in JV, you only had 2 quarters in the varsity. And then they went to 5 for a while,
right,
and they raised it to 6, and I think that's really good.
Well, actually, and I've read the ruling, and I'm going to look it up here before we come back, or when we come back, I'll have it. But there is something in there that not only that, it can only be an average of 6 quarters per varsity contest. So if you have to start factoring in those overtime quarters in throughout the course of the year, your average can't go over that 6 per the number of varsity contests you have. I'll look up the fine points of that ruling, but even if you max them out 6, sometimes that could get a little tricky if your varsity goes into overtime. So you really got to kind of pay close attention to that. I don't know that anybody would ever call that out. I'm sure nobody would sit down to figure it out.
There would be some of them if they
But you never know. Yeah,
exactly.
Exactly.
All right, well, our halftime score of the junior varsity game at Donettes lead 26-12. Tomorrow night, we got the varsity boys, and they're next to the last home game, and they'll be taking on the Clearwater Tigers in an important Ozark Foothills Conference game, because the Dons trying to get that number 2 seed in the OFC, and they've still got 2 or 3 games left that they need to take care of business to get that. They will, if you're seeded second, you have to play in the first round, but if you're seeded second, you get to play the 7 seed.
Right.
First game. So that's an important game. And then the Donettes will be back home Thursday night, and that game is against Twin Rivers, I believe, on Thursday. So lots of basketball this week after not having any for almost 2 weeks. But we're glad to be back with you and glad you're with us. 26-12 is our halftime score. We'll be back in about 4 minutes or so.
We see the potential of her and him and you, of where you're from and what you can accomplish. Because when you set your mind to it, there's nothing you can't do. But reaching your potential isn't just about achieving your goals. It's about helping others, supporting your neighbors, building your community, and investing in people that make a difference. Like her and him and you. Because when you're from here, that's just what you do. And from here, we can do anything.
You've heard it all before. We're number one. We're the best. We have the biggest rebates. Now is the time to skip the hype and come to Current River Ford in Doniphan. They're all about helping you find the perfect new Ford. Current River Ford services your vehicles after the sale. From the moment you drive in, you will receive the quality service you've been missing. With the selection at Current River Ford, you'll find the new vehicle you want. How about getting your next vehicle at a dealership that makes it all about you? Current River Ford, Highway 160 in Doniphan.
Current River Bait and Tackle is more than just a convenience store. They serve hot lunches every day, including burgers that are made fresh and by hand every morning. If you're heading to the river or your favorite fishing spot, check out their large selection of fishing supplies. But most of all, come experience the friendly service at Current River Bait and Tackle, just across the bridge on Highway 160 in Doniphan.
Hometown Pharmacy is your one-stop pharmacy for all of your medical needs. Our pharmacists provide shots for flu, pneumonia, and shingles all in this pharmacy with no appointment necessary. Refills can be requested online or through our app, and delivery is available if you live within the city limits. Transferring prescriptions is easy, so come by or give us a call, and our friendly staff will take care of everything. Come experience the difference a hometown pharmacy can make on LaRue Street in Doniphan.
At Mathis Timber, our goal is to provide our landowners with the greatest possible financial return on their timber lands, while not damaging young timber or leaving your property in a mess. We have served Ripley County and the surrounding areas since 1939. We will buy your timber on lump sum total or percentage. We have several references upon request. Contact Craig Mathis at 573-429-0996 and see how Mathis Timber can assist you with all your timber harvesting needs.
I'm Russell French, and for value and friendly professional service, give us a call at 573-996-5001. Whether you're insuring your home, auto, farm, or business, give us a call at 573-996-5001. Or come by and see us right here in Doniphan at 1204 Walnut Street. Or visit us on the web at cmoinsurance.net.
The housing market is hot and interest rates are still low, making it a great time to sell your house or look for your new home. Either way, Taylor Schleif with United Country American Realty in Doniphan is there for you. Check out her listings online and be assured that Taylor will be with you every step of the way, making the process easier and more enjoyable for you. Come see her at their office in Oak Tree Village or schedule an appointment by calling 996-6786. Taylor Schleif and United Country American Realty, coming soon to a closing near you.
Davis True Value is proud to sponsor the Dons and Donettes for another exciting ball season. Just like the Dons and Donettes, Davis True Value knows hard work wins the game. They are your selection, service, and savings destination hardware store, serving the area with paint, plumbing, electrical, lawn and garden, and housewares. Your local True Value hardware with so much more. From window repair to chainsaw sharpening, we are the store of first choice. Behind every project is a True Value.
We're for road trips. We're for hitting up Arthur Bryant's for lunch and making it to Lambert's for dinner. We're for drop tops, T-tops, classics, cruisers, steel horses, and real horses. Have you ever hit a deer? Yep, we're for you too. We're for getting stuck in traffic and 6-lane freeways that aren't so free. We're for Missouri license plates. No, medals of pride. Like us, no two roads are alike, but we're all connected. We are Missouri Farm Bureau Insurance, and if you're a Missouri driver, we're for you.
I am Doug Green, your Missouri Farm Bureau Insurance agent, and if you're in Ripley County, I've got you covered.
Here we are back at Doniphan High School, getting ready to start the second half of the junior varsity game. Donettes lead 26-12 over Dexter. And do want to remind everybody, we got the varsity game coming up later, and probably be an awful good game, folks. Dexter probably wanting to get back at the Donettes for beating them in the championship game of the Twin Rivers Lady Royals Christmas tournament. And they also have a pretty good record. They're 10-3. The only 3 losses are to Doniphan, Cape Notre Dame, and Sykeston. And the Donettes have Sykeston on the schedule a little bit later on, and I believe that's a home game as well.
Well, I'll just do a little foreshadowing since you're on the topic. We do have a trivia question coming up at halftime of the varsity game. These trivia questions now, we've reached out to Lemonade House Grill in Doniphan. They are going to be our sponsor of our halftime show, or I guess our halftime trivia, I should say. Winners of those trivia got a chance to win a gallon of their lemonade, any of the mixed specialties, possibly an appetizer, a free appetizer, or possibly even a free dessert. So we've got a couple options that we'll give away there. But kind of going back to what you were talking about, the trivia question revolves kind of around that home court advantage that the Donettes have when we play at home. So a little teaser for what's coming up at halftime.
Dexter inbounds it. And it comes into Warren. She has to run it down way back in the back court. Now she'll bring it up against Peyton Lowry. They've also got Turnbow back in the game. And we got a double dribble called on Rapp. Turnbow, Rapp, Fees, and let's see. Phoebe Worley. And Maddie and Kenzie Reedus out there to start the third quarter in this game. Sarah Owen, Emily Slayton, and Peyton Lowry. Sarah Owen at the top of the key, left side to Lowry. Dribbles baseline. Bastov, nice pass across the lane to Maddie Reedus, and she puts it in. Back to the full court man-to-man. Turnbow will hand it off to Warren. I've got the varsity roster here for Dexter. Kate Nichols and Abby Lloyd and Allison Turnbow all are on their varsity. Shot underneath by Fees is no good. Ball loose on the floor, and it's picked up by Maddie Reedus. She comes up the floor quickly. And she's going to take it all the way, put it up with the right hand on the left side, and gets it to go. But they do have Kate Nichols and Abby Lloyd and Allison Turnbow that's out there playing on the JV on their varsity because they've only got like 6 players on their varsity. Jumper up, no good. Offensive rebound, and Turnbow's going to put it back in. That's 7 points for Turnbow, and it's 30-14. Donettes with a 16-point lead. Dexter still in a 1-2-2 zone. Reedus across the floor to Lowry. Free throw line to Kenzie Reedus, out to Sarah Owen. Owen gives it to Reedus, and she traveled. That time she took off before she got all the way squared up. Made the basket, but they wave it off. Turnbow gets the inbound. Reedus cuts her off, makes her pass it off. Rapp will get into the front court to Warren. Emily Slayton right up there on her. Over to Turnbow. Turnbow gets a screen, open at the free throw line, doesn't take it, throws it back out. And three-pointer up, almost went in off the glass for Rapp. Rebounded by Sarah Owen of the Donette. Reedus with a nice move, puts it up, short-armed it a little bit, hit the front of the rim. And the rebound comes down to Fees for the Lady Bearcats. Warren will hand it off to Rapp. Rapp gives it in the corner to Turnbow. Turnbow dribbles one time, gives it back to Rapp in the corner. Now back on the wing, Turnbow. Bounces it over, shot up off the glass and good. That's Alyssa Warren. And that is her first 2 points of the game. Makes it 30-16. In the lane, Reedus over to Owen. She's open from about 10, and she knocks it in. Sarah Owen with 8 points now. 32-16 with 3:55 left in the third quarter. Pass up the floor, intercepted by Maddie Reedus. Reedus heads back the other way. Going to take it all the way down, ball knocked away from her, and it'll stay with the Donettes. They'll inbound underneath the right side of the Donettes basket. Pass comes into Slayton. Dribbles into the paint and hands it to Reedus. Reedus throws back out front to Lowry. Over to Maddie Reedus. Reedus dribbles into the paint, lobs it underneath to Kinsey, goes up, and another foul. This one's going to be on Phoebe Worley. And 2 more free throws coming for Kinsey Reedus. She's 3 of 4 so far. She's got 9 points to lead the Donettes so far here in the JV game. And the free throw's good.
Doing a great job of shooting from the line, 4 or 5. I'll have to look back and see what her average is at the varsity level. Let's see, I got that right here. Well, not so great at the varsity level. 25% there, but shooting 80% tonight, so.
That was long. And Sarah Owen battling for the rebound. She gets it. Ball knocked away from her. Goes to the floor to get it, and we're going to have a held ball. And the arrow favors the Donettes. The Donettes get another crack at it. Maddie Reedus steps out to throw it in for the Donettes. Out front to Lowry. Over to Slayton. Now to Maddie Reedus. She always set for the three-pointer. A little short. Owen there to collect the rebound. Pick it up off the floor and puts it in. Now Owen has 10 points. Her and Reedus both have 10. 35-16 Donettes. They extend the lead to 19 points. Crockett is back in the game for Dexter. Turnbow gives it to Crockett. She's going to shoot a 3. High-arcing shot, and it's good. Well, that about hit the rafters there. That was Lily Crockett, her first bucket of the night. Reedus in the corner. Slayton fakes the shot. Back to Maddie Reedus. Going to try another 3. No good. And the rebound comes down to Marie Fees for Dexter. Gives it to Warren. Warren in the front court to Rapp. Hands it back to Warren right at the volleyball line. Slayton all over her. Over to Rapp. Her three-pointer's blocked, I believe. Somebody got a hand on that. I think it was Lowry. Pass up the floor. Reedus with a nice catch, and she lays it in. That was from Maddie Reedus to Kinsey Reedus. And once again, the Donette big girls running the floor. And we got a timeout by Dexter. They almost had a 5-second call, so their coach called a timeout. 2:04 to go, third quarter. It is 37-19 Donettes. We'll take a 30-second break, and we'll be back with more Donettes basketball.
You've heard it all before. We're number one. We're the best. We have the biggest rebates. Now is the time to skip the hype and come to Current River Ford in Doniphan. They're all about helping you find the perfect new Ford. Current River Ford services your vehicles after the sale. From the moment you drive in, you will receive the quality service you've been missing. With the selection at Current River Ford, you'll find the new vehicle you want. How about getting your next vehicle at a dealership that makes it all about you? Current River Ford, Highway 160 in Doniphan.
Welcome back, everybody. We've got a 37-19 lead for the Donettes and the junior varsity game. 2:04 to go, third quarter. And I don't think I even told Dalton this, but tomorrow night during the boys' game, we're going to have a treat for you. We're going to talk to the Donettes 3 seniors tomorrow night. We're going to try to get one of them at halftime of the JV game, one between games, and one at halftime of the varsity game. Find out what they're planning on doing in the future after they graduate here at Doniphan High School. Dexter with the basketball after a scramble. Crockett's going to try another one, and that one hit the top of the backboard. The ball come right back to her. Tried it again. It's short. And going to have another held ball, and this one will go to Dexter. But I talked to all three of them a little while ago, and Timber Turner said that she wasn't really planning on coming, but I said, well, it's up to you. She said, I'll be there. And then another three-pointer up by Crockett. She hit that one. She's doing a heat check every time down the floor. And again, Reedus running the floor. Dribbles one time, puts it up, no good, but she's going to draw the foul.
Well, I don't know how. Go ahead.
On February the 14th, we will be talking to the boys at the girls' game on the February 14th.
I don't know how much you've talked to Timber Turner, but I'll just tell you, she's kind of a wild card. She may throw something at you that you're not ready for.
Well,
so
I'm going to interview them, and I'm going to let you do the boys.
Okay, that's fair.
That's
fair.
Free throw is good by Reedus, and she hits another one. Second one rims out, and Maddie Reedus in there battling for the rebound with two Dexter players, and it goes out of bounds, and she caused the Dexter players to hit it last there, and the Donettes will keep it with a 19-point lead as they've got Dexter doubled right now with 1:31 to go. And an inbound pass to Reedus from Maddie Reedus to Kenzie Reedus, and they said she had her foot on the end line. She got a little too deep underneath the basket. Wrapped, inbound it. Coming back to get it is Turnbow. Reedus knocked it away from her. She got it back, give it to Rapp. Pass up the floor. Fees. Over on the left side, Warren runs to the baseline. Back out front, wide open is Turnbow. Three-pointer off left side, no good. Ball loose on the floor. And Dexter comes out of there with it if they can get it out. And they did to begin with, and now we're going to have a held ball again. Good job there by Marie Fees to get that out of there off the floor. But she got it over to Warren, and Warren was tied up with it. Got about 3 or 4 players on the floor. As we wind down to a minute to go in the third quarter. Donettes with a 38-19 lead. Addie Arnold is also back in the game. Lowry, wide open three, looks good, and it is. Peyton Lowry. That's 5 points for Peyton Lowry. Lead up to 22 for the Donettes. 43 seconds to go. Warren dribbles to the baseline. She's cut off there, has to dribble back out. She's going to fire it up anyway. And no good, and another held ball. And this will go to Dexter.
I know we're looking kind of way down the road here, but, I mean, Dexter's probably going to be the year in and year out favorite with us in districts. And I think Coach Epps has got to be pretty proud of his JV up 22. I know it's a JV contest, but, I mean, this is the future of both squads. So these girls are very good, and it just seems like the Donettes are going to be good for a long time.
It does. It sure does. The junior high teams are good, too.
Exactly.
And then, like you said, those little kids are playing all the time, too.
Yep.
And, by the way, you mentioned that. 3 of these girls on this junior varsity are going to be playing in the varsity for Dexter. They're playing right now. So, you know, and they're going to lose 3 seniors off their varsity. So I'm not really sure that the future looks that great for them right now. But you never know. You know.
And there'll be other teams in the mix. New Madrid turns out a pretty good squad. It seems like they're having a down year this year.
And I tell you what,
Crockett makes it rain again.
Coming in here, and she is firing them up. And she hits her second three-pointer, and she does shoot some arch on that ball. And the ball is intercepted. Dexter going to throw a baseball pass, and it's going to come up short. And that's the buzzer to end the third quarter, 41-22 Donettes over Dexter. We'll be back in 1 minute on Current River Broadcasting.
Current River Bait and Tackle is more than just a convenience store. They serve hot lunches every day, including burgers that are made fresh and by hand every morning. If you're heading to the river or your favorite fishing spot, check out their large selection of fishing supplies. But most of all, come experience the friendly service at Current River Bait and Tackle, just across the bridge on Highway 160 in Doniphan.
Hometown Pharmacy is your one-stop pharmacy for all of your medical needs. Our pharmacists provide shots for flu, pneumonia, and shingles all in this pharmacy with no appointment necessary. Refills can be requested online or through our app, and delivery is available if you live within the city limits. Transferring prescriptions is easy, so come by or give us a call, and our friendly staff will take care of everything. Come experience the difference a hometown pharmacy can make on LaRue Street in Doniphan.
We got our two cameramen over here talking back and forth to each other and doing hand signals. I just caught them there. Donettes ball, Emily Slayton, Addie Arnold, Bailey Honeycutt, Peyton Lowry, and Sarah Owen on the floor with a 41-22 lead. And Bailey Honeycutt nails another three-pointer. She hit one right at the end of the first half. And again, the Donettes have Dexter doubled up, 44-22. As Rapp dribbles into the front court. Hands it off to Nichols, who's back in the game. Nichols is only a freshman. Gives the ball to Rapp. Right back to Nichols. Nichols dribbles to the free throw line, backs it out behind the three-point line, and gives it to Rapp. Back to Nichols. They're the only two touching it. Ball loose. Picked up by Arnold, and we're going to have a foul. And I believe that'll be on, we'll wait and see, but I think it's on Warren. Alyssa Warren, her second foul. And team foul number 3. Looks like unless something happens here, neither team might not get in the bonus this second half. Honeycutt loses a handle on it. And Warren is going to travel when she takes off with it. There's a little bit of a delayed whistle there because she got it across the half line. She went about 4 or 5 steps before he blew it. I thought he wasn't going to call it. Then I thought he was going to call a foul when he did blow the whistle. Arnold against the zone. Lowry in the corner. Honeycutt fakes the 3. Has it knocked away. She goes into the lane. Trying to get it out of there, and she's going to be tied up. And it will be Dexter's basketball. We're just underway in the fourth quarter. We've played about a minute. Donettes lead 44-22. Slayton cuts off Lloyd. Emily Slayton, I tell you what, she's done some running tonight. And nice job there by Sarah Owen to hedge out. They get it down low. He drops her shoulder a little bit there. Nice shot by Marie Fees. And that is her first 2 points of the ball game. Honeycutt to Arnold. Looking inside. Owen's not open. Back out front to Honeycutt. And to Owen at the free throw line. Now Lowry to Slayton. Back to Lowry. They get it to Owen at the free throw line. Back out to Honeycutt. She's open again, and bang! Another three-pointer. That is Bailey Honeycutt's third three-pointer. I think it's her third in 4 attempts. 47-24. Abby Lloyd with the basketball. And she carried it. And we have Macy Manus coming in. Marley Kennan and
Kalia Cates is the other one that checked in there, yeah.
And we got Arnold and Honeycutt staying in the ballgame. That's another thing I like about Coach Epps. He gets all these games where they get a lead. I mean, we still got almost 5 minutes to go, and he's bringing the last kids in off the bench and letting them get some playing time. And Honeycutt's open again, and she hits another one. Now I started to say she's the leading scorer, but Kenzie's got 13.
Yeah.
50-24. Donettes lead by 26. Dropped off on the baseline. Now back out. Rapp's going to try a 3. Almost banked another one in. Honeycutt is going to be fouled on the rebound. Going to be on Alyssa Warren. Her third foul. Only the 4th team foul on Dexter. Honeycutt bounces over on the right side. Arnold's going to try her luck at the 3. No good. And Bailey Honeycutt gets in there and ties up Phoebe Worley. And this one will stay with the Donettes. Donettes have Cates, Manus, Arnold, Kennan, and Honeycutt on the floor right now. The bounce pass comes into Kennan. And the pass intercepted. And going to the other end is Lloyd. Abby Lloyd for 2. Cates didn't have much zip on that pass. You're going to have to passes out front. If they get intercepted, there's layups at the other end. Nice job there by Kennan to help out. Honeycutt at the free throw line. Kicks it out. Manus with a nice drive. Overshoots it. And on the other side, Cates gets a rebound. Throws it back out. Driving into the lanes. Arnold, her shot blocked. But there to pick it up is Manus. Back out to Honeycutt. Coach Epps says, slow it down, take it out, set it up. Lob in the lane. Kennan going to turn. Shot off the glass. No good. And the rebound comes down to Fees for the Lady Bearcats. 3 minutes to go in the ballgame. 50-26 Donette. Lloyd passes it left side to Warren. Cross court, ball knocked away. And it's going to be picked up by Rapp. Passes ahead to Fees. Over on the other side, wide open is Worley. And her shot no good, but she's going to be fouled. Little helter-skelter there, and Dexter was able to come up with it and get it down the floor. And it'll be 2 shots coming for Phoebe Worley. The foul was on Talia Cates. And Emily Slayton coming back in here after this first free throw by Worley. She has not scored, and this is her first trip to the free throw line. And it makes the first one. And Slayton's coming back in for Addie Arnold. Second shot is no good. And a rebound down to Kennan for the Donettes. Gives it to Manus. Manus over to Slayton. 2:40 to go in the ball game. Slayton gives it to Manus. Now to Cates. Back to Manus. Cross court, Bailey Honeycutt. Over to Emily Slayton. Hands it back to Bailey Honeycutt. Dribbles to the baseline, backs it out, going to fire up another one. No good, and the rebound comes down to Dexter. The ball tipped into the back court, and that was Manus, and she runs it down, but she's going to travel with it. Good hustle there, though.
Right. She, Macy, I'll have to look back to see what she finished, but she was one of our cross-country runners in the fall, and she's just a freshman, and she medaled in some conference meets and some different things that we hadn't done in a long time, so little shout out to her there.
Shot up by Phoebe Worley's good. And 50-29 Donettes with 2 minutes left in the game. Pass tipped. Slayton's able to get it. Gives it over to Honeycutt on the left wing. Back to Slayton. Back to Honeycutt. Wide open again. And that one's no good. Offensive rebound by Manus. And her pass is tipped. Loose on the floor. And we're going to have another held ball. And this one will go to Dexter. Pass up the floor there. And coming up from behind, knocking it away is Cates, and the Donettes come away with it. Slayton, nice pass under to Kennan, and she lays it in. Nice job by Emily Slayton, seeing the floor, dribbling up the floor with her head up. And Marley Kennan gets her first 2 points. Oh, that's a carry. Oh, my goodness. Shot put up by Worley, no good. Slayton with a rebound. Gives it to Manus, and Manus will wait and give it back to Slayton. 1:05 to go in the game. Pass ahead. Baseline, Cates. Back to Honeycutt, bounces to Slayton. We're on the right side. Manus dribbles baseline, ball knocked out by Rapp. And now we got Lily Patrick coming into the ball game, and she will replace Emily Slayton. So I believe Coach Epps, or Coach Honeycutt now, Coach Epps has gone to the locker room, has gotten everybody into the game. Pass inbounds to Kennan on the baseline. Kicks it back out on the baseline to Honeycutt. Honeycutt dribbles in, shot up, no good. Offensive rebound, Patrick, no good. And a rebound to Worley, up ahead. Rapp goes down, lays it up, and scores. 52-31 with 30 seconds left. Honeycutt over to Manus, baseline, Kennan. Down low, Patrick. She'll throw it back out front to Manus. Manus to Kennan. She's going to shoot one in the corner. Shot blocked. Patrick gets the rebound, puts it on the floor, and kicks it back out to Kennan. Going to try it again. And no good. And the ball's going to go out of bounds off of Dexter, I believe, with 4.6 seconds to go. So the Donettes JV going to get another win here tonight and going to do it pretty decisively with a 52-31 lead right now. Inbounds pass comes to Kate. Out front, Manus is going to shoot it and comes up short. But that is our final score. The Donettes JV 52 and the Dexter Lady Bearcats 31. And we will go ahead and run down the scoring for you. We'll take a short break and we'll be back for the varsity, get you set up for the varsity game. So Dalton, have at it.
Looking over at the Lady Bearcats, Abby Lloyd's going to have 4, Kate Nichols with 3, Phoebe Worley with 3, Lily Crockett with 6, Alyssa Warren had 2, and Marie Fees with 2, and Kennedy Rapp with 4, followed by, I believe, their leading scorer, yes, with 7 points is going to be number 30, Allison Turnbow. Looking over at the Doniphan Donettes, several got in the scoring column, had 3 different girls in double digits. Bailey Honeycutt was able to kind of get in the mix there with 9 points in the fourth quarter. It's going to put her in between Sarah Owen, who had 10, Bailey Honeycutt with 12, Kinsey Reedus with 13, Peyton Lowry had 5, Marley Kinnan with 2, Madeline Reedus finished with 6, and Micah Burton's going to finish the night with 4. Micah played in the first 2 quarters, and then we didn't see her again. She's another one that logs several varsity minutes and probably not going to play more than 2 quarters of a JV game. So anyway, that's the scoring breakdown for tonight's JV game. The Donettes do win by a score of 52-31, and the girls are getting ready to take the floor here for some varsity action. As Keith said, we'll be back, what do you think, Keith, about 5 minutes before the game starts?
5 or 6 minutes. We'll come back about 5 or 6 minutes and get you set for the varsity game. And it ought to be a good one, folks, so don't leave us.
We see the potential of her and him and you, of where you're from and what you can accomplish. Because when you set your mind to it, there's nothing you can't do. But reaching your potential isn't just about achieving your goals. It's about helping others, supporting your neighbors, building your community, and investing in people that make a difference. Like her, and him, and you. Because when you're from here, that's just what you do. And from here, we can do anything.
At Mathis Timber, our goal is to provide our landowners with the greatest possible financial return on their timber lands, while not damaging young timber or leaving your property in a mess. We have served Ripley County and the surrounding areas since 1939. We will buy your timber on lump sum total or percentage. We have several references upon request. Contact Craig Mathis at 573-429-0996 and see how Mathis Timber can assist you with all your timber harvesting needs.
I'm Russell French, and for value and friendly professional service, give us a call at 573-996-5001. Whether you're insuring your home, auto, farm, or business, give us a call at 573-996-5001. Or come by and see us right here in Doniphan at 1204 Walnut Street. Or visit us on the web at cmoinsurance.net.
The housing market is hot and interest rates are so low, making it a great time to sell your house or look for your new home. Either way, Taylor Schleif with United Country American Realty in Doniphan is there for you. Check out her listings online and be assured that Taylor will be with you every step of the way, making the process easier and more enjoyable for you. Come see her at their office in Oak Tree Village or schedule an appointment by calling 996-6786. Taylor Schleif and United Country American Realty, coming soon to a closing near you.
Davis True Value is proud to sponsor the Dons and Donettes for another exciting ball season. Just like the Dons and Donettes, Davis True Value knows hard work wins the game. They are your selection, service, and savings destination hardware store, serving the area with paint, plumbing, electrical, lawn and garden, and housewares. Your local True Value Hardware with so much more. From window repair to chainsaw sharpening, we are the store of first choice. Behind every project is a True Value.
We're for worrying less about the what ifs and more about the why nots. We're for checking off your bucket list and then making a new one. We're for starting a family, a business, a tradition. And if you find yourself starting over, we're here for that too. We're for doing as much as you possibly can on a Saturday and absolutely nothing on a Sunday. We're for building a life in Missouri and going out and living it. And when it comes to making sure everything you build is protected, we're here for you. We are Missouri Farm Bureau Insurance, and we are Missouri for life.
I'm Lindsay Turner, your Missouri Farm Bureau insurance agent, and if you're in Ripley County, I've got you covered.
Hometown Pharmacy is your one-stop pharmacy for all of your medical needs. Our pharmacists provide shots for flu, pneumonia, and shingles all in this pharmacy with no appointment necessary. Refills can be requested online or through our app, and delivery is available if you live within the city limits. Transferring prescriptions is easy, so come by or give us a call, and our friendly staff will take care of everything. Come experience the difference a hometown pharmacy can make on LaRue Street in Doniphan.
Welcome back, everybody. This is Keith Bowman. And you've got it tuned in to Current River Broadcasting. Dalton Pennington alongside. We're getting set for the varsity game. And we're going to go over a few stats here for the Donettes as well as a few for the Dexter Lady Bearcats. And Dalton's going to take care of that for us.
As Keith said, this is going to be a district matchup for these two teams tonight. Coming into the night, their records are going to be 14-1 for the Donettes, 10-3 for the Lady Bearcats. The Donettes are perfect on the road, perfect on the road and perfect at home, as well as the Bearcats. It's that neutral tourney ground where they've both picked up losses. The Donettes took their loss to the Mountain View Liberty Lady Eagles very, very early on in the Bulldog Classic, and the Bearcats have taken one, I believe we said, to Cape Notre Dame earlier, as well as the Donettes. The Donettes were able to take a win away from these Bearcats at the Lady Royal Christmas Tournament, and it looks like, let's see, the other loss was to Sykeston, that's right, yeah, which the Donettes do have coming up here in the next couple weeks. Like we said earlier, there's only 6 games left, 5 after tonight, where we'll have home games, that is boys and girls, so season is kind of winding down, which is crazy to think because it just seems like we just got back from Christmas, but that two-week hiatus kind of we took off for snow and flu and everything else, it's just kind of drug on, it seems like. The Donettes are averaging, though, 58.5 points a game compared to the Dexter Lady Bearcats having 53.7. And not only do the Donettes outscore on average the Lady Bearcats, they also give up a fewer amount of points to a larger margin that the Lady Bearcats give up. And the Donettes only allowing 37.5 points per game, while the Bearcats give up 40.5 points per game. Doniphan, like we said, 14-1. Dexter's 10-3. Neither team has played since the 13th. The last 2 games on the schedule for both teams had been rescheduled. One of them being for ice, for us, snow, whatever you want to call the little amount of winter weather we had. We had that game canceled, as well as we've had some COVID issues here at the high school. Numbers were way down. We've had a couple losses. I think they were both technically considered canceled because of weather. But nonetheless, neither team has played since the 13th. Doniphan has won the last 6 games against Dexter. They won the Christmas title earlier, like we said, right before Christmas. And the Donettes took that game by a score of 48-44. As Keith made mention earlier, it was a lot larger margin coming into that game. I believe it got into 15, 16 points. And then one of those buckets right at the last minute was a rebound that Dexter actually tipped into the Donettes goal, and so the Donettes were able to kind of come away with a 4-point win there, but one of them was kind of given to them on a freebie on a rebound that just was mishandled by the Lady Bearcats. The last matchup, like we said, was over at Twin Rivers. Looking at some stats for the season for the Donettes shoot 18% from three-point land, 37% shooting overall from the floor, which isn't bad. Their free throw percentage, I'm sure Coach Epps would like to see be a little bit higher over at the Lady Royals. They shot 4 of 9 from the free throw, 44% from free throw, whereas they normally shoot about 55% as a team. Looking at the leading scores, the Dexter leading score for over at the Lady Royals tournament was Maggie McBride, and Caitlin Giles had 10 points. Allison Turbo had 9. For the Donettes, Sydney had, she averages 12.3. Bailey with 9.1. Allie and McKenna both with 7.9. And Timber with 5.2. And we are going to go ahead and go into the national anthem here. We're going to take about a 2-3 minute pause, and Keith and I will be back here with some play-by-play.
We see the potential of her and him and you, of where you're from and what you can accomplish. Because when you set your mind to it, there's nothing you can't do. But reaching your potential isn't just about achieving your goals. It's about helping others, supporting your neighbors, building your community, and investing in people that make a difference. Like her, and him, and you. Because when you're from here, that's just what you do. And from here, we can do anything.
You've heard it all before. We're number one. We're the best. We have the biggest rebates. Now is the time to skip the hype and come to Current River Ford in Doniphan. They're all about helping you find the perfect new Ford. Current River Ford services your vehicles after the sale. From the moment you drive in, you will receive the quality service you've been missing. With the selection at Current River Ford, you'll find the new vehicle you want. How about getting your next vehicle at a dealership that makes it all about you? Current River Ford, Highway 160 in Doniphan.
And now, your starting lineup in the Lady Bearcats of Dexter. Number 4, Kate Nichols.
Welcome back, everybody. We're going to give you the starters first of all for Coach Eric Seitz and the Dexter Lady Bearcats. And number 4, Kate Nichols, a 5'5" freshman. And number 15, Maggie McBride, a 5'4" senior. Caitlin Giles, number 20, a 5'10" junior. Avery Neely, a 5'9" senior, and Dulcie Pullen. Avery Neely, number 23. Dulcie Pullen, number 25, a 5'8" senior. So they start 3 seniors, a junior, and a freshman. For the Donettes, it will be McKenna Monahan, number 2. Sydney Speck, number 5. Monahan, a junior. Speck, a senior. Timber Turner, number 10, a senior. Bailey Carson, number 12, a senior. And Allie Skaggs, number 33, a junior for Coach Adam Epps and the Donettes.
Well, I got another stat here for you. I didn't get to this one, but I think it's my favorite one. So Sydney averages 12.6 points a game on average. But over the last 5 games, McKenna has kind of taken over quite a bit of the scoring for the Donettes. I think she had 21 against Greenville. McKenna over the last 5 games has averaged 11 points. So there's another girl that averaged double digits for Epps.
Dexter controls the tip. Donettes will start out in the man-to-man defense. McBride has the basketball guarded by McKenna Monahan. Gives it to Giles. Giles back to McBride, right wing. In the lane to Pullen. Hands it off to Giles. Her jumper no good, and the ball loose on the floor. And she just beats the Donettes to the basketball. They let it hit the floor. McBride takes it inside, puts it up, and won't go. Another offensive rebound. And we're going to have a tie ball. That was Dulcie Pullen. And I'm pretty sure, I don't know who their leading scorer is, but Pullen, I think, is their best player for the season. I would say she's probably their leading scorer. Dexter in a zone. Sydney Speck, three-pointer. Yeah, rims out. And Neely had the ball and lost it, but they say the Donettes touched it last before it went out, or when it went out of bounds. So both teams didn't score on their first possession. Donettes full court man-to-man. Neely will get it to Nichols. I said she's a freshman. Hands it off to McBride. Dribbles a couple times. Gives it to Giles. They're trying to get that ball inside to Pullen, and she's being guarded by Timber Turner, so that tells me she's their best scorer. McBride with a basketball. We played a little over a minute, no score. Dexter takes a lot of time. That's one of the good job by Bailey Carson to knock it away from McBride. Speck has it knocked away from behind by Pullen. It'll be Donette's ball. But
well, that doesn't happen to Sydney very often, does it? Somebody's able to catch her enough to poke it out from behind.
Well, she wasn't going 100 mile an hour like she normally does.
Hadn't got it going yet.
Well, I don't think she probably wasn't going to take that one all the way to the hole. Speck with it in the corner. Gives it to Monahan. We played a minute and a half, no score. Bailey Carson over to Speck. Speck dribbles into the defense, puts up the shot, and it's good. I don't know how, but it went in off the glass.
Coach Epps is wanting the foul there, and he's not going to get it.
McBride picked it up just in time. Bailey Carson was about to come up behind and knock it away again. McBride dribbles one time. Monahan's got her hand on the ball. She takes it. Oh!
I don't know about that.
Oh, maybe a jump ball, but they're going to whistle a foul on Monahan. It was an awful late call there. I thought he was going to call a jump ball. Well, that'd be the first foul on the Donettes. McBride right side to Nichols. To Pullen in the corner. Pulling back out front to Neely. Now to Giles. They want to pound that ball inside. Now, Allie Skaggs going to be whistled for a foul, and that one there's one you don't want to get.
Yeah, you'll take the one that Monahan drew there, trying to go be aggressive and
Giles
just got called for one. No.
Giles is not going to shoot that ball out there.
Not from the free throw line, she's not.
And McBride dribbles one time again and picks it up. And she gets it over the head. Nichols underneath. Timber Turner knocks it away. Picked up by Sydney Speck. She heads the other way. This time she's got a head of steam going. Dribbles to the baseline. Cross court. Monahan wide open. Three-pointer up. And it's an air ball. McBride with it going the other way. Gives it to Giles. Giles takes it down through the defense and lays it in.
That was a good move.
Yeah, the Donettes should have blocked that ball away from her. There was a couple of them beside her. She's a big, tall girl. And now Timber Turner's going to be whistled for a travel. I don't know. Both teams look a little sluggish, but like we said, they haven't played in 11 days. In the middle of the season, you usually don't have 11 days off. 2-2's our score. McBride gives it to Nichols. Nichols over to Neely. Down to Giles in the corner. Down low to Neely. And she traveled with it. She probably should have shot that one, but she was looking to pass it across to the other side. Don't you agree that normally there's not 11 days off in the middle of January?
Well, and I was talking to Adam about that. We talked about that, and he said, if I'm going to be forced to take 11 days, I do want it right now. I don't want it, towards the end of the season. So not ideal for him, but I think compared to the alternative, I think he's probably happy where that kind of delay came in at for him.
Speck missed another three-pointer from the right corner. Dexter got the rebound, has the ball. Low-scoring first quarter, but I don't think this will be a real high-scoring game. Shot from the corner, it's a three-pointer, good by Kate Nichols. Gives Dexter a 5-2 lead.
Well, Dexter's going to be real slow and methodical, and that's not how the Donettes really play. So we'll have to see if they're able to kind of get out in front of them and get some turnovers on defense.
Bailey Carson's open, tries to answer back, and she does. 5-5 with halfway through the first quarter. Nice response there by the Donettes. Bailey doesn't shoot that many three-pointers, but she drained that one. McBride gets a screen. And Skaggs comes over, blocks the shot. Ball loose on the floor, goes to Pullen. Tries to throw it down low. Shots up and good. I can't believe there wasn't 3 seconds called there. And that was a break for Dexter there. Foul's going to be on Monahan. And we got, good to see Brooklyn Klepsik back out there for the Donettes. That's 2 fouls already on Monahan too. That basket was good by McBride. And she'll have a chance for a three-point play. Free throw's good.
Yeah, I was going to say the same thing. It's nice to have Brooke back and Sydney's back and everybody kind of, I think it's going to be healthy coming into this one, which is going to be nice.
Klepsik standing on the out-of-bounds line when she caught the pass. I watch a lot of women's college basketball, and that happens. It happens in the men too. But they catch the ball down there on the baseline, and they're standing on the out-of-bounds line because they moved the three-point line back, and there's not hardly even room to put your feet in between the line and the out-of-bounds. Give and go, stolen by Speck, and we're going to have a foul on Dexter. That will be on Nichols. That will be her first and the second team foul. Oh, sorry, that's the first team foul.
Did we have a timeout called in the JV game?
They called one early, but I think that was it.
Okay.
In the lane, Skaggs turns, shoots, missed it, and Pullen with the rebound. Up to Nichols. Nichols one-on-one with Klepsik, and the shot up, nothing called there. And Giles is going to get an easy one, but she missed it. And Skaggs comes out with a rebound. Slow down, Allie. Slow down. Over to Bailey for another three. This one's no good. And they're leaking out here. Pass up the floor. And a nice job there by Brooke Klepsik to get a hand on it. And they're going to say was touched by Klepsik, but she saved a layup there. And right there, the Donettes are going to have to make sure they get somebody back. They're doing that almost every time. They're taking somebody. As soon as the Donettes shoot, they're heading to the other end. Somebody's going to have to watch Nichols. Neely will inbound. Dexter up 8-5. Inbounds pass, knocked away. Loose on the floor, picked up. Well, Dexter's getting every loose ball. Bad shot. And they get the ball again, and they lay it in. And Coach Epps, a little upset, calls a timeout. Dexter leads at 10-5. 2:38 to go first quarter. We'll take a timeout, and we'll be back on Current River Broadcasting in 30 seconds.
Current River Bait and Tackle is more than just a convenience store. They serve hot lunches every day, including burgers that are made fresh and by hand every morning. If you're heading to the river or your favorite fishing spot, check out their large selection of fishing supplies. But most of all, come experience the friendly service at Current River Bait and Tackle, just across the bridge on Highway 160 in Doniphan.
Well, Coach Epps called the timeout. Right now, Dexter's getting every loose ball, and the Donettes looks like they're running in quicksand a little bit. And they shouldn't be getting out-rebounded. Dexter's got a couple of pretty good-sized girls. Let's see, we got our first substitution for Dexter. We'll get that in a second. Timber Turner throws it out front to Carson. In the corner, Klepsik. Her first three-pointer is good. Brooke Klepsik gets a three. 10-8, Dexter. McBride double-teamed over there, picks it up. And the ball's tipped, and Coach Sides calls a timeout. That was number 30, Allison Turnbow, who played quite a bit in the JV game. We're going to keep it here because we're going to be halfway through the timeout here. So Klepsik comes in and hits her first shot, and that's normally a good sign, so hopefully more good things to follow. Donettes have 3 fouls, and Dexter has 1 so far. And Dexter's got a 2-point lead, 10-8. And I tell you what, you never know how these seed meetings will go. This is a big game for that district because if the Donettes win it and only have 1 or 2 losses and beat Dexter twice, you know they're going to get the 1 seed.
Right.
Which first or second probably really doesn't make that much difference because there's 6 teams, so the first 2 teams are going to get a bye, but it's always good to be seeded first.
Right. And it's not like you have, home court advantage except for Dexter does because of the host site. So it's not like, 1 goes to a 2 goes to a 1 and play. Even if the Donettes get the 1, they still may be playing it, or they are going to be playing at Dexter if that's how that championship game shakes out.
I tell you what, they are getting every loose ball. The Donettes are doing a good job. They're getting hands on balls deflecting, but then they deflect it away and they get a bad break and get a foul called. They're playing hard on defense and getting their hands on a lot of balls, passes, but they just can't quite get to them. That one is on Klepsik, and the Donettes already with 4 fouls, so got 1:50 to go in the first quarter. They inbound it to Pullen, out to McBride. And we're going to have a travel on McBride. Turnbow was getting ready to fire up a 3-pointer there, too. Donettes didn't fight through that screen very well. Well, the Donettes' chance to tie, could take the lead with a 3-pointer with 1:43 left in the first quarter. Klepsik fakes the 3-pointer and she travels. A lot of turnovers here in the first half on both teams.
Several, both sides, yeah.
Haven't played in 11 days, both teams, so hopefully they get it ironed out here in a little bit. Inbounds pass comes into Nichols and is taken away by Klepsik. Donettes got a 3-on-2. Klepsik crossover dribble, and then she traveled again.
I think Coach Epps is wanting to push in the back there, but I think that came after. First, I think that came after the travel. That's exactly right.
Let's see. We got number 21, Abby Lloyd. She was number 2 in the JV game. She's number 21. And she comes in for Nichols. She's got the basketball. Hands it to McBride. McBride, the senior, takes it down into the paint. Little runner up and no good. And again, the Donettes, they do get the rebound, but they had a hard time getting it. And Carson come away with it, and there's going to be a foul call on Dexter over in the corner. That one's on McBride. That'll be her second team foul. And again, the Donettes with a chance to tie or take the lead if they could hit a 3-pointer. Gonna quit walking with the basketball. Carson, left side to Klepsik in the corner. Speck. Donettes having a hard time getting that ball. Kinsey Reed is also in the game. Klepsik out in the corner. Speck dribbles in, kicks it out. Carson's three-pointer is good. Bailey Carson with her second three here in the first quarter. Donettes go back up 11-10. 45 seconds left. As Lloyd brings it into the front court, gives it to Giles in the corner. Giles dribbles into the paint. Down the travel.
There we go. Okay. There's been 3 or 4 late calls, and almost to the point where I didn't think they were going to get him in, and I thought she was going to get away with that right there. But she had that ball pinned on her side. I mean, it.
How many times so far have the Donettes reached in off their man and knocked it away from somebody driving to the basket?
Right.
You'll see more of that, I think, as the game goes along. Maddie Reedus and Allison Skaggs come back in the game for this last 30 seconds. Donettes up by 1. Bailey Carson out front, gives it to Maddie Reedus. Reedus looking inside, gets it to Skaggs. Skaggs drops it off to Kinsey Reedus. Dribbles one time, goes up.
Great move, and she's going to draw the foul. Great move.
Beautiful pass from Allie Skaggs. Using the 2 bigs there to get a high-low bucket. And Skaggs actually wasn't even at the free throw line. She was inside the free throw line. That foul's on Avery Neely. And Kinsey Reedus trying to convert the old-fashioned three-point play, and she's good. And another turnover. Abby Lloyd just lost that one out of bounds, but I still think that defensive pressure, somebody riding you up the floor, is what causes most of those. So the Donettes with a chance to score again here. Got a 4-point lead, 10 seconds to go. Free throw line, out to Bailey Carson, another 3. That one's long. And a rebound to Turnbow. And the shot up is going to be short. So the Donettes come back a little bit there at the end of the quarter. Take a 14-10 lead over Dexter here at the Bill L. Wright Gymnasium. We'll be back in 1 minute on Current River Broadcasting.
Hometown Pharmacy is your one-stop pharmacy for all of your medical needs. Our pharmacists provide shots for flu, pneumonia, and shingles all in this pharmacy with no appointment necessary. Refills can be requested online or through our app, and delivery is available if you live within the city limits. Transferring prescriptions is easy, so come by or give us a call, and our friendly staff will take care of everything. Come experience the difference a hometown pharmacy can make on LaRue Street in Doniphan.
At Mathis Timber, our goal is to provide our landowners with the greatest possible financial return on their timber lands, while not damaging young timber or leaving your property in a mess. We have served Ripley County and the surrounding areas since 1939. We will buy your timber on lump sum total or percentage. We have several references upon request. Contact Craig Mathis at 573-429-0996 and see how Mathis Timber can assist you with all your timber harvesting needs.
Donettes lead 14-10 as we start the second quarter over the Dexter Lady Bearcats. And Dexter will have their starting 5 out there: McBride, Neely, Giles, Nichols, and Pullen. And they have the first possession. We'll get to the Donettes starters this quarter in a minute. Neely with the basketball. Carson on her. Left side. Nichols. Back to Neely, head of the key. Back to Nichols. Over to McBride. Drives to the baseline, backs it out. Pass in the middle, intercepted by Skaggs. Slow down, Allie, slow down. No, she's going to take it all the way. And she's going to be fouled by Avery Neely. There she goes playing a guard again.
Yep.
The Donettes have Sydney Speck, Maddie Reedus, Allie Skaggs, Timber Turner, and Bailey Carson on the floor. Skaggs free throw, no good. You know, I wonder if they just take a little bit more time on those free throws. You got 10 seconds to shoot the ball. Seems like to me, I mean, she took 3 dribbles. She took a little more time on that one. It's still long. And I believe Dexter knocked that out of bounds. Sure did. I thought Dulcie Pullen. But I wish they would make more free throws. Boy, you get in a close game sometime. Them could hurt.
Yeah, we were talking before the game. The Donettes only shoot about 55% from the free throw line.
Bailey Carson, left elbow. Kicks it out, Kinsey Reedus, and she traveled.
That's a lot of points left on the floor where nobody's guarding you. I mean, those are freebies. They're supposed to be freebies anyway. And that's 50% is leaving a lot out there.
Well, you know, and a ball knocked away by Kenzie Reedus. She saves it, but it's picked up by Nichols. Lobs it down low to Pullen. Bulls her way in, and she scores. She's a pretty strong girl, but she gets the ball down there around the basket. Donettes lead by 2, 14-12. Lob underneath. Skaggs turns to the baseline, lays it in. And again, Kenzie Reedus right on time and perfectly placed for that pass. 16-12. We're talking about a freshman there, folks. Neely has a pass stolen. Sydney Speck with a run out. She goes down, lays it in. And a timeout by Dexter. Donettes lead 18-12 with 6:42 to go. You know, Dalton, I watch basketball games all the time. And if you factor in turnovers and missed free throws, especially the turnovers, every time you turn the ball over, that's a shot you didn't get.
Right. And that's why coaches talk about the turnover, winning the turnover game. You know, you see it a lot in football, too. If you've got more takeaways, that's just, more chances you're getting and more opportunities you're taking away from the other team. And like you said, those free throws are freebies. And if you win that turnover game and you take more possessions than you give away, that puts yourself automatically, mathematically, in a spot to win that ball game. Now, do you capitalize on those possessions or a different story? But you're already at the advantage by having more chances than the other team.
And I believe we got an offensive foul, illegal screen. And it's going to be on Maggie McBride. But while I got a second here, speaking of football, did you watch those games this weekend?
Oh, wow, it's a great weekend for football. I worked all weekend, but I had them going on my phone, keeping track of them. It was a great weekend for football.
Allie Skaggs has her shot blocked. And it is going to be picked up in the corner by Neely. Every game was on the last play. The game was won on the last play of the game. And I think they need to change that rule in overtime, though, because that's not fair.
Yeah.
Why if you kick a field goal, you got to keep playing. The other team gets a chance.
Yeah.
But that's like saying in a baseball game, you go to extra innings. If the visiting team scores, the game's over.
Game's over, right.
You know, I mean, that's silly.
Well, I saw a post on Facebook. I know we're talking about football during the basketball game, but it said the Super Bowl is going to be canceled and we're going to have a best-of-7 series between the Chiefs and the Bills. So
that was a heck of a game.
It was.
But the Rams Bucks game was good too.
Yes, it was.
All right, back to basketball. Donettes lead 18-12. And McBride's all picking that ball up an awful lot way outside. The three-pointer no good. Nice block out by Maddie Reedus. Heads the other way. She's got that head up, lobs it down low. Skaggs puts it up and she missed it. But again, big girl running the floor and Maddie Reedus finding her. She just couldn't get it to go. 5:55 left first half. And Sydney Speck run into a screen there. And she felt that just a little bit. Her teammates got to let her know that screen's there. Shot missed. Timber Turner with the rebound. Brooke Klepsik passes deflected and she should have let that win. Neely's got a run out. And Timber Turner doesn't foul there. Yeah, she should have just let that win. I don't know what she was thinking. 18-14. Now Dexter's extending that out to a half-court trap. Turner, pass back out to Reedus. Free throw line to Skaggs. She's going to put it up and scores. 20-14 Donettes. They're giving that ball back. Now Star said they're giving it back to one of their big girls, bring it up the floor, but she gets it back to Nichols. Yeah, I bet Sydney's saying, man, next time they set a screen like that, tell me. McBride with the drive, and she puts it up and in, and a blocking foul. Bucket's going to count, and the foul's going to be on Brooke Klepsik.
That's going to be a 2 on Brooke. 5 for the Donettes as a team.
We got Bailey Carson and Kenzie Reedus coming back in for the Donettes. And we also have Allison Turnbow coming in for Neely. Maddie Reedus and Allie Skaggs check out for the Donettes. McBride trying to finish off a three-point play. I think that's her second three-point play. Old-fashioned three-point play. She's got 6 points, and both of them old-fashioned three-point plays. Micah Burton also in the game, replacing Brooke Klepsik. And Dexter's cut it to 3 points, 20-17. 4:50 left in the first half. Kimber Turner, cross court in the corner to Speck. Speck drives in, elevates, shot up short. And it's run down in the corner by Speck, saves it to Kenzie Reedus. Over to Bailey Carson. And her pass deflected out of bounds.
Yeah, going back to that play with Sydney where she ran into that screen. Sydney's not very tall, so when she comes off that screen, she took an elbow right to the head, and you could tell it jarred her because she took 2 steps back, and it kind of took her a second to kind of gain her composure back. She's going to throw that one away.
Yeah, them cross-court pass. I mean, she was trying to go to the head of the key, but that's too far to try to throw it over the top. I think Sydney may be a little dazed still yet. She looks like she's kind of out of it out there. Lloyd gives the ball off to Nichols, gives it right back to Lloyd. Looks over to Coach Seitz for instructions. 3:55 left in the second quarter. 20-17 Donette. And she just keeps dribbling around out front. Now Pullen comes and gets the ball way out behind the three-point line. Stops at the free throw line. Out to Nichols. Dribbles to the right side, hands it off to Lloyd. And we got a travel on Turnbow. That's got to drive a coach crazy. You hold on to the ball that long and then you end up turned on a travel. Monahan and Reedus back in. And also Skaggs. Now let's see, Kenzie Reedus. Yeah, Kenzie Reedus and Micah Burton stay on the floor. Well, the Donette, oh, I'm sorry. Bailey Carson comes back in as well. So it's Carson, Kenzie, and Maddie Reedus, Skaggs, Monahan. Ball down low, Skaggs, shoot it. Turns, shoots, and scores. I thought she was going to get a 3-second call. Finally, she decided she better shoot it. 22-17 Donette. Monahan playing with 2 fouls. Nichols gives the ball back to Lloyd. Lloyd standing right on the volleyball line. Back on the right side to Nichols. Baseline to Pullen. And the ball is tipped by Skaggs, going to go out of bounds. Last touch by the Donettes. So Dexter will inbound underneath the right side of their basket. 2:59 left in the first half. Donettes lead 22-17. Inbounds pass to Pullen. They're going to play that three-pointer on the side. Good job by the Donettes there. Great job by Kenzie Reedus to come off her man and cover up that three-point shot. Turnbow double-teamed. Bounces it over to Nichols. Nichols dribbles to the baseline. And ball knocked away. And that's a double dribble. Oh my goodness. Turnbow shot, no good.
He's saying that ball was tipped out, but I mean, she may have put a hand on it, but that ball was never tipped out. She never lost control there. Yes, it should have.
And we end up getting a foul on Kenzie Reedus, her first. That's a 17th foul, but it'll be a shooting foul for Allison Turnbow. Her free throw is good. Turnbow is a 5'6" sophomore. Neely and McBride coming back in for Dexter. And now they'll replace Lloyd and Nichols. Sydney Speck coming back in for Monahan. Monahan got about a minute or so there without picking up the 3rd foul. Second free throw, no good. And Kenzie Reedus with the rebound. She gives it to Bailey Carson. Donette's up by 4. Carson out front, Maddie Reedus. Over to Speck, down low, Kenzie Reedus. Over to Carson, open from about 12 feet, and it's good. A good job by Kenzie Reedus there to find the open man. And Dexter having a hard time, boy, just barely gets it in time. They get it into Turnbow. Pass up, Bailey Carson tipped it, and then it goes out of bounds off of Avery Neely. And another tip ball there, and Dexter couldn't handle that one. 2:04 to go, first half. Donettes lead 24-18. In the corner, Sydney Speck, cross court. Reedus, down low to Kenzie Reedus. Out front, Bailey Carson. Back left wing. Now down low, Kenzie Reedus. Turns, she's going to put it up and won't go. Offensive rebound by Bailey Carson. She sticks it back in. 8-point lead for the Donettes. McBride Gets it over to Neely, and she travels with it.
Well, I was going to say this earlier, but then we kind of got talking about something else. That's been multiple times tonight when Dexter's tried to speed it up and tried to outrun the Donettes.
We're not used to that.
No, they've turned it over. They've been called for a travel. They've thrown it out of bounds, whatever the case may be. But if the Donettes can keep them sped up like this, the Donettes will slowly pace away in this game, I think.
Sydney Speck open for three. Bingo! That lead is 11, 29-18 as they extend it out here before halftime. 1:15 to go before half. Neely out front. Over to Nichols. I didn't see her check back in, but she just came back in. Over to McBride. McBride dribbles right side. Going to take it down. Double team, turns, shoots, no good. And a rebound there by Giles, and she puts it back in. 50 seconds left from the first half. Donettes lead 29-20. Carson gets a path to the basket, hands it off to Skaggs. Goes down, puts it up and in. Nice little move there. Back to the 11-point lead. McBride taking it right down the middle. And she lost it, and then she's going to throw it out of bounds. And there you go, right there, what you were just talking about. She's seen it where they're going to have a 3-on-2, and they're just not used to that.
Well, and you know, most teams, we've talked about this multiple times when we watch the Donettes play. Not only do the Donettes speed it up so well, but that off help that they get away from the ball and the rotation that the Donettes do, it is just so hard to compete against that. They do such a great job of filling all the gaps and kind of having the whole floor covered, and that's extremely impressive.
We're going to have a foul on Dulcie Pullen as she fouled Sydney Speck. That will be team foul number 6. So no 1-1. Got 17.6 seconds left. Donettes with an 11-point lead. Be nice if they get another one, especially if they could get a 3 right here before the buzzer, but I'll take a 2. Pass way out front. Maddie Reedus, excuse me. Pass cross court to Klepsik in the corner. Carson with 10 seconds. Out front to Speck, and she lost it. It's going to go out of bounds. Oh, last touch by Sydney. So 6.3 seconds to go. The Donettes got to get up on them here and not let them throw the ball deep here. Timber Turner comes back in for this last defensive set. Make them catch it going back towards your basket there, girls. McBride takes it down into the paint, goes down, lays it up and in. And that's the last thing in the world you wanted. Right. Let them get a little momentum. But the Donettes lead it by 9 at halftime over the Dexter Lady Bearcats, 31-22. And here's Dalton with your first half scoring.
All right, looking at the first half stats, like he said, scores 31-22. Looking over at the Lady Bearcats, not very many girls in the scoring column for them. Kate Nichols has 3, Maggie McBride with 10, Giles has 4, Neely with 2, Dulcie Pullen with 2, and Allison Turnbow has 1. The Donettes have several girls getting real close, spreading it around. I guess we only have 1 in double digits, but Allie's knocking on the door with 8, and Sydney also a possession away with 7. Speck with 7 points, like I said. Carson with 10. Kinsey Reedus has 3. Allie Skaggs with 8. And Brooklyn Klepsik has 3. And that's how the Donettes have found themselves with a 9-point lead going into halftime here. Like I said, halftime of the varsity game, we're going to have a question that we are going to do. And that question is now being sponsored by Lemonade House Grill. They're going to be our sponsor for the rest of the season, meaning if you are the one to win the trivia contest, if you get that question correct, you're going to have an opportunity. We'll decide what we're going to do. I think we're doing a gallon of lemonade of your choice, a gallon of specialty lemonade from Lemonade House Grill in Doniphan, and they are giving that away if you can answer this question correctly. So, the Donettes have currently a winning streak at home. So the question is, how many home games in a row have the Donettes won? What we're going to do, if we have multiple with the correct answer, we are going to determine the bonus by the person who can name the last team to defeat the Donettes on their home court. So this win streak is kind of stretched on now for a little bit. So once again, we'll see who can get that correct. And Matt's going to have that correct answer for us coming up here in a little bit. But joining me now is Coach Cagle. And we're going to talk about this game a little bit, and then we're going to talk a little bit about how his season's going. He's also had some time off like the Donettes have. Donettes haven't played since the 13th like we made mention of earlier, and Coach Cagle kind of in the same situation with some winter weather and some sickness that the school has had. Coach, thank you for joining us. Oh, you want? Oh, hold on. There we go. What about now?
There you go.
Yeah, there we go. Okay. Coach, appreciate you for joining us. What do you think about the game so far?
I thought Dexter came out, and, like you said, the Donettes have had some time off. So early in the game, Dexter jumped up to, a 10-5 lead or something like that. I thought Dexter was doing a good job. They were catching in triple threat, and they were really trying to slow it down. And but, Donettes are going to keep coming at you with the pressure. It seems like for Dexter, everything on the offensive end is really tough to get a shot off, and it's just a struggle on offense. Whereas the Donettes, their shots are coming a lot more easy. They're getting a lot of open looks from outside. Bailey's hit some big shots, and I think Skaggs had a pretty good second quarter there.
Yeah, Keith and I were talking about that earlier. It seems like when the Donettes are able to speed them up, Dexter's not able to play at that quick pace, and they're having a lot of turnovers, throwing it away, several travel violations called. On the outside of the perimeter. I mean, they're not even getting inside the perimeter, and they're getting, called for the travel up top. McBride's having to pick it up around half court every now and then. So Donette's doing a great job when they get it sped up. Looking over, actually one more question. So what does Coach Epps need to be telling his girls right now moving forward?
I think they come out and do exactly what they did in the second quarter. I mean, just stay after them defensively, keep pressuring. Offensively they're getting open looks. I think they're playing fine. They're doing a really good job on the defensive end of not only taking away the driving lanes, but their closeouts are really good also. And Dexter's not getting a lot of open looks from the outside either.
Right. Okay, let's flip over to the boys' coach. The last game you played was January 14th. That was a win against Naylor. You took that here. That was homecoming night. You won that game by a score of 65-44. We've already kind of talked about that. But then on last Friday, you had your game against East Prairie canceled. And you also are going to play tomorrow night on an 11-day off break, which is exactly what the girls had. The girls played the 13th, now the 24th, so they had 11 days off.
And that's our only game this week.
And that's your only game this week, okay.
Night, so we're going to play a span where we're only playing a couple games in 3 weeks. It's going to be tough.
So what do you have to do in practice then if you're not playing very many games and you're not in those game situations? What are you doing in practice?
We've been trying to simulate game situations, so we've been doing a lot of 5-on-5 stuff in practice, and we've been trying to simulate and make it competitive. I take a team, Coach Dilbeck takes a team, and we've really been trying to challenge the guys to be really competitive in those scrimmages, and we've had some good practices. They've not all been good, but we've had some good practices, and I'm anxious to see how we come out tomorrow night after the long layoff.
Okay, so you've got Clearwater. Clearwater's record's 4-6. Still going to be a decent game. I've seen that they've played some close games. They're over in the BRL as well as the OFC, and I saw they played some close games over there. Zach Moore and I, Coach Moore, are Facebook friends, and I've seen some stuff that he's posted over there. And the Big Three, of course, been real good for our kids, getting them some publicity. So I've kind of followed them a little bit. So it's not going to be a cakewalk tomorrow, even though they're sitting at 4-6. They're going to be a good squad.
They're competitive,
right?
And like you said, I mean, I was talking to somebody earlier about Clearwater also. I mean, they've played competitive games this year.
Right.
They're better than they were last year, and they played some competitive games. It's a game I feel like here on our home court we should take care of business, but we're going to have to come out and play because they can be competitive.
Right. And then you've got one more OFC game left on the schedule. That's going to be Neelyville the following week. You'll play them on February 1st. Also a team that's below 500, but still a competitive ball club.
They play really hard. Right. We played them over in the Clarkton tournament. And I think we jumped out to a big lead on them, and they fought back and made that a really competitive game in the fourth quarter. I think we only won by 9 or something like that. But they play really hard, and they've got a couple players that can play a little bit. So it's going to be a tough game.
Yeah, and if you win both of those, you go into the OFC seed meeting probably the two, right? I would think if everybody votes it the way it should, right?
We'll see what happens with Greenville and East Carter.
East Carter, okay.
Greenville's got a good team, so
Yeah.
I mean that's. I don't know what's going to happen there.
You know when that game is by any chance?
I don't know when it is off the top of my head,
Yeah.
but they still have not played. So
Okay. So there is some chance to shake some things up over in the OFC. And even your JV boys are going to have a pretty good spot over there in that tournament too, I believe, right? They're
playing really competitive in the OFC.
So looking, it's going to be, I think, another good year. I think last year we had all three number one seeds.
Teams.
Yeah. So all three teams again looking to be in the conversation. Well, Coach, I appreciate you for joining us. We've got about 2 minutes here, 2.5 minutes before we take this game into the second half. So we are going to take a little bit of a break. But before we go into the break, I do want to give the trivia question one more time. Remember, this is for the opportunity to win a gallon of lemonade from Lemonade House Grill in Doniphan. And that question is, how many home games in a row have the Donettes won? And there is a little bit of bonus if you are able to figure that out. And it's going to be who was the last team to defeat the Donettes on their home court. So if you know the answer to that question, or even if you just listen and you want to throw a guess out there to see if maybe it sticks, you have an opportunity to win a gallon of lemonade donated by Lemonade House Grill of Doniphan. We appreciate them doing that and for being our sponsor for the rest of the season. We've got 6 games left, or 6 counting tonight, and they've agreed to sponsor all our halftime trivia questions, have an opportunity to win an appetizer, dessert, or a gallon of lemonade. So if you want to throw out a guess or you know the answer, by the way, I will tell you that information can probably be found somewhere on Misha if somebody really wanted to go digging for it. So get your guesses in on the trivia question, and we'll see who wins that. And Keith and I are going to take about a 1.5-minute break, and we'll be back with second half action here at the Bill L. Wright Gymnasium, where the Donettes lead 31-22.
At Mathis Timber, our goal is to provide our landowners with the greatest possible financial return on their timber lands, while not damaging young timber or leaving your property in a mess. We have served Ripley County and the surrounding areas since 1939. We will buy your timber on lump sum total or percentage. We have several references upon request. Contact Craig Mathis at 573-429-0996 and see how Mathis Timber can assist you with all your timber harvesting needs.
I'm Russell French, and for value and friendly professional service, give us a call at 573-996-5001. Whether you're insuring your home, auto, farm, or business, give us a call at 573-996-5001. Or come by and see us right here in Doniphan at 1204 Walnut Street, or visit us on the web at cmoinsurance.net.
All right, folks, we'll see how this first 3 minutes of the second half goes. Dexter got a bucket there at the end of the first half when the Donettes probably should have held it for the last shot, but they got one to pull within 9. It's going to be Donettes' ball. And hopefully here in the second half, McKenna Monahan can get a little bit involved in the game. She got 2 quick fouls and a bad pass by Monahan. And they're going to get a layup here unless Sydney Speck can keep her from scoring. Good job there. And McBride missed the shot, and Sydney Speck got back and didn't foul. Pass up the floor to Speck. Throws it back out front to Carson. Carson to Turner in the corner, Monahan. Back out to Carson. Over on the right side, Sydney Speck. Dribbles in, puts it off the glass, won't go. Timber Turner knocked it away, and here goes Dexter. They got a 2-on-1. McBride's going to go down, lay it up, and this time she gets it to go. And it's a 7-point game. The Donettes lost a little bit of edge there at the end of that first half. That was almost a back court there. In the lane, Skaggs going to have to kick it back out. Gives it to Monahan. Right back to her, and ball thrown away. Coach F won a foul. Now Monahan goes for the ball, doesn't get it. Now Dexter's got numbers here if they hurry. Giles dribbles down, kicks it back out to, to Nichols. Nichols gives it to McBride. McBride down the lane, passes over, intercepted by Bailey Carson. Donettes need a bucket. Pass ahead to Skaggs. Lays it up, and it's good. Big girls running the floor, folks. We say it all the time. McBride quickly back the other way and knocked away. It's stolen by Monahan. She's got a 1-on-2. She's going to take it all the way. And nothing called, and the ball goes over to Bailey Carson, and she lays it in. And now Coach Seitz is mad at his girls. I don't think he was mad over that call. He calls a full timeout. Donettes back up by 11, 35-24. We're only going to take a 30-second break. We'll be back after this message.
The housing market is hot and interest rates are still low, making it a great time to sell your house or look for your new home. Either way, Taylor Schleif with United Country American Realty in Doniphan is there for you. Check out her listings online and be assured that Taylor will be with you every step of the way, making the process easier and more enjoyable for you. Come see her at their office in Oak Tree Village or schedule an appointment by calling 996-6786. Taylor Schleif and United Country American Realty, coming soon to a closing near you.
Welcome back, everybody. It's Keith Bowman, Dalton Pennington here also. And after Dexter got the first 2 points of this third quarter, the Donettes have scored 4 in a row to push that lead back to 11. It was right where it was right before the end of the first half, before Dexter got a 2 to cut it to 9 at halftime. But they're back up by 11. And the Donettes back to the full court man-to-man. Ball comes inbounds to Nichols. And Bailey Carson steals it. Goes down and lays it in. McBride over to Neely, Back to McBride. Head of the key to Giles. Giles hands it off to Neely. In the corner, Nichols. Three-pointer up and almost banked it in. The ball kicked back out on the baseline. And Giles shot blocked. Ball loose on the floor, still loose. And we're going to have a held ball. And it'll go to Dexter on the alternating possession. Allison Turnbow coming back in the game for Dexter. And she replaces Caitlin Giles. It'll be Dexter's ball underneath their own basket. Donettes up by 13. 5:49 to go third quarter. Inbounds pass comes into Nichols. Gives it back on the baseline to Neely. Right back to Nichols on the wing. Back out front to McBride. Neely will hand it off. Turnbow stops at the head of the key. Bounces back to Nichols. Back to Turnbow, right back to Nichols. Now to McBride. She hits Pullen. Donette Timber Turner's done a great job on Dulcie Pullen. Nichols goes in, throws one up off the glass, no good. Going to get her own rebound, go up, and the shot blocked, but they're going to call a foul. Timber Turner done a nice job blocking her man out, but she had pushed her so far into the basket, the ball fell back over her head where she couldn't get it. That foul's on Allie Skaggs, her second, and that's the first foul here in the third quarter. That'll send Nichols to the free throw line, and she missed the first one. And Brooke Klepsig and Kenzie Reedus back in the game. And McKenna Monahan just never has got into the game tonight. She got those 2 fouls early, and she's playing hard like she always does, but just doesn't seem like anything going right for her. Second free throw missed. Reedus with the rebound. Pass up the floor. Speck underneath. Reedus got it. No good. Tipped up. No good by Klepsig. And the ball's going to go out of bounds. She tried to tip it in the air, and you don't hardly ever see a girl do that. Most of the time they'll bring that ball down, but I think if she probably would have caught it, she probably still had time.
I think she had a little bit of time there. I agree.
Neely hands it off to McBride. McBride dribbles over to the left side, bounces to Pullen at the head of the key. Pullen hands it off to Nichols. They throw it underneath, trying to get it to Pullen. The ball's knocked out of bounds. Again, another deflection for the Donettes. It'll stay with Dexter. Turnbow will trigger for Dexter. Inbounds to Pullen. Out to McBride. Spins into the paint, kicks it out to Pullen. Pullen's only got off 2 or 3 shots tonight. Nichols with it. Over to McBride. McBride's going to dribble down to the paint, and she gets in there again. Donettes' help is just a little bit late getting there when she drives down into the paint. She is only 5'4", so to help it get there, they'd make it hard on her getting the shot off. Back to an 11-point game. Klepsig open for 3, it's short. Timber Turner with a rebound, and she's fouled. That one's going to be on Turnbow. Then Abby Lloyd, Caitlin Giles come back in for Dexter. And Maddie Reedus comes in for Sydney Speck for the Donettes. Inbounds comes in to Reedus. Hands it back to Carson. Carson drives to the basket. Her shot up good. It's 16 points for Bailey, and now they cause another turnover. That's Maddie Reedus, and well, I tell you what, when the Donettes double team, they seem to have a hard time getting the ball to the other person who's wide open in the back court. Maddie Reedus in the corner to Klepsig. Back to Reedus. Cross court to Carson. Back to Reedus. Down low, Kenzie Reedus. Going to turn, shooting off the glass and score. 41-26. I believe that's the biggest lead, 15 points. McBride gives it to Pullen, and she will hand it to Lloyd. 3:15 to go in the third quarter. Donettes up by 15. Lloyd bounces it right side to Turnbow, and then she gives it right back to Lloyd. Dexter doing a lot of standing around right now. Over to Giles. Now to Lloyd. Nice hedge by Reedus. Giles' jumper no good, and she goes after the rebound. Saved inbound by Timber Turner. Here comes Bailey Carson. Little hesitation. Gives it to Brooke Klepsig. Klepsig drops it off underneath. Reedus is going to turn, put it up, and no good. But a foul on Dexter.
What is Giles listed as? Is Giles listed as a senior? Is that right?
No, she's a junior.
Junior? Okay.
She's the only, well, they got another junior, but she hadn't been in the game.
Well, I was just going to make the comment that, you know, Kenzie Reedus being the sophomore, I thought for some reason that Giles was a senior, but, I mean, Kenzie has no problem wanting to go up against her, and that's a good sign. So,
free throw off by Reedus. And they got Nichols and Mealy coming back in for Dexter. And Bailey Carson will take a seat, get a rest, and McKenna Monahan back in the game. Reedus' second free throw is up, and that one is no good. The ball tipped around, and it's taken away by Monahan. So the Donettes keep possession. And then Monahan loose. I'm telling you, she's just having one of those nights. It's just a rough night. That pass wasn't actually too low. She just didn't look it into her hand. Inbounds pass comes into Nichols. Maddie Reedus all over. She knocks it away, and a jump ball. And it'll be Donettes ball. And Maddie Reedus.
She wasn't going to give that one up, was she?
That's two freshmen there, probably battling against each other the next 4 years.
Yeah.
It'll be Donettes ball. Bounce pass comes into Maddie Reedus. Back to Monahan, down low. Skaggs catches, turns to the baseline, goes up. Oh, man. That looked like a foul there, but no whistles. Dexter with the rebound. Donettes got the two big girls in there at the same time. Nichols takes it into the paint, and the shot blocked, but a foul on the Donettes. Allie Skaggs.
It's going to be her third.
And it's going to be Kate Nichols at the free throw line. And Bailey Carson didn't get much of a rest. She comes back to the scores table. First free throw off, no good. Dexter's only 3 out of 7 from the free throw line, which is 43%. And that one bounces around and falls in, so that'll get them up to 50%. And with 2 minutes left in the third quarter, it's a 14-point lead. Dexter goes back to that 1-2-2. Going to try to trap out of it. Reedus with the ball, hits Carson in the lane, goes down, finger roll up, no good, but a foul. And that free throw line will probably be open against that trap. And Bailey Carson will shoot 2 free throws. That foul on Caitlin Giles, her second. Third team foul on Dexter. Carson's free throw is good. That gives Bailey 17 now. That's her first free throw of the night. Allison Skaggs is also in double figures with 10 for the Donettes. That one rims out and then back in. Back to a 16-point lead. Nichols, ball tipped away, this time by Klepsik. Here comes Kenzie Reedus. Off to Monahan. Monahan goes in, goes up, the shot blocked. And they're going to call a jump ball. And this one will go to Dexter. And we got Maggie McBride back in the game for Dexter. Bounce pass comes to Lloyd. Gives it back to Neely. Back to Lloyd, still in the back court. Gets it across the half line. Gives it to McBride. 1:25 to go, third quarter. 43-27 Donettes. And another deflection, this time by Monahan. It goes out of bounds. Neely will inbound it. Gets it into Giles. Giles down low to point, and another deflection, this time by Bailey Carson. I wonder if Coach Epps keeps track of those. I know he goes back and watches. There's been a bunch of them tonight.
Well, the coaches are spoiled these days because the day of going back and watching film and then stat charting it out or over, they've got Huddle. They just subscribe to the company, and the stats just come to them the next day in an email.
Jumper from the baseline, no good. Ball tipped around, it's going to go out of bounds off of Kenzie Reedus.
But with that being said, I know with as much as Adam takes it serious, he's watching that game film probably when he gets home. That's probably the first thing he does after a game anyway.
Another jumper from the baseline, that's a two-pointer, and that is for Abby Lloyd. Down to 1 minute to go. Dexter's going to try to trap. Let's get the ball to Carson. Left side to Monahan. Monahan dribbles back out front. Gets it to Klepsik in the corner. Bailey Carson. Double team, gets it to Klepsik. Got a pass to the basket, goes in, missed it. Ball tipped around, and it's going to be out off the Donettes. She stopped a little bit short there, I think. She could have took one more step. And Klepsik will check out. Sydney Speck back in. And we also got Allison Turnbow in for Pullen. How many points is Pullen? Pullen's only got 2 points tonight for Dexter. She hadn't got the ball very much. She hadn't touched it very much. McBride dribbles to the baseline, gets a screen, but she didn't take it, and the ball knocked away again. And Monahan's going to try to outrun her on the left side, lays it up and in, and she is fouled. Well, there's something that went right for McKenna Monahan. Did you notice on that screen, McBride, when she got it, she only took one dribble and then tried to pass it instead of going on around to give herself some room. Monahan trying to convert the three-point play, and she does. And the lead is up to 17 again. 20 seconds left, third quarter. Lloyd pounded and knocked away, stolen by Maddie Reedus. Over to Speck, jump stop, and she scored. Unselfish play there by Maddie Reedus.
Yeah, she could have took that all the way if she wanted to.
She was even or farther ahead, maybe. And McBride has it knocked away. And we're going to have a foul with half a second to go on Dexter after the ball was knocked away. So that's going to get 5 team fouls. So that's going to put the Donettes.
Well, and that's going to be 4 on McBride, too. I'm sure he was hoping that she could have finished the quarter without having to sub her out. I mean, there wouldn't have been a time to sub her out unless he called the timeout anyway. But she picks up 2 real quick, and that's going to give her 4.
And that'll be the end of the quarter there. Maddie Reedus almost made that one. I don't think it would have counted. But the Donettes have upped that halftime lead by 10 points more. They were up 9 at the half. It's 19 as we head to the fourth, 48-29. We'll be back in 1 minute on Current River Broadcasting with more Donettes basketball.
Davis True Value is proud to sponsor the Dons and Donettes for another exciting ball season. Just like the Dons and Donettes, Davis True Value knows hard work wins the game. They are your selection, service, and savings destination hardware store, serving the area with paint, plumbing, electrical, lawn and garden, and housewares. Your local True Value Hardware with so much more. From window repair to chainsaw sharpening, we are the store of first choice. Behind every project is a True Value.
We're for road trips. We're for hitting up Arthur Bryant's for lunch and making it to Lambert's for dinner. We're for drop tops, T-tops, classics, cruisers, steel horses, and real horses. Have you ever hit a deer? Yep, we're for you too. We're for getting stuck in traffic and 6-lane freeways that aren't so free. We're for Missouri license plates. No, medals of pride. Like us, no two roads are alike, but we're all connected. We are Missouri Farm Bureau Insurance, and if you're a Missouri driver, we're for you.
I am Doug Green, Missouri Farm Bureau Insurance Agent, and if you're in Ripley County, I've got you covered.
All right, we're back for the fourth quarter. The Donettes lead by 19. Dalton's got something he wants to talk about here before we get started here.
I want to say congratulations to Bo Blackwell for winning our first Lemonade House Grill halftime trivia contest. Bo had the correct answer. The Donettes' current win streak at home stands at 19. Savannah Moe was real close, but Bo was able to get the correct answer and even got the bonus. And he said the last loss was the season opener against Pocahontas at Doniphan, and that was on 11-26.
Well, we missed a three-pointer by Sidney Speck and an offensive rebound by Timber Turner, put it back in. Donettes' biggest lead of the night, 21, as we start the fourth quarter over the Dexter Lady Bearcats.
So congratulations, Bo Blackwell, on winning a gallon of lemonade from Lemonade House Grill in Doniphan.
Wouldn't you know it'd be Bo?
It would be. Sitting at home with that new baby, not doing anything but watching basketball.
You should have told him
it doesn't count. It doesn't count, yeah. I'll go claim it for him.
Pulling with the basketball for Dexter. Out front to Abby Lloyd. Now over three-pointer put up and it's blocked. And Turner gets the rebound.
Look up.
Speck's got her. Oh, she didn't see her. Monahan was wide open. So the Donettes will set it up now. Monahan, Skaggs. And I think that's going to be nope, we're going to say it's out on Dexter. Monahan, Skaggs, Carson, Turner, and Speck for the Donettes. It's Lloyd and Nichols. Lob into Skaggs. Going to go down with the left hand. It's partially blocked. Oh, they're going to call a foul from the outside official.
And that's another late call, I feel like. I feel like we've had a bunch of those. We got the other one official down on the baseline saying it was tipped, and almost a second later we get the foul called on the outside.
Alex Skaggs' free throw's good. And it never did finish. It's Pullen, Giles, Lloyd, Nichols, and Turnbow out there for Dexter. Second one no good. Skaggs got 11 points now. And it's 51-29 Donettes. 6:35 to go in the game. Donettes looking for their 15th win of the season. And they throw, they would have thrown it away, but Speck got a hand on it. Another deflection.
Well, I could be wrong, but shouldn't it be 52-29? Because we had, no, it was a 21-point lead when Allie went to free throw line. Well, I've messed up somewhere, Keith. No, that's not it.
Well, that don't happen very often, Dalton. I'm not ashamed of you. McBride gets a screen from Giles. Good help there from Skaggs. Giles picks it up out front to Giles. McBride picks it up out to Giles, and then she gives it right back. McBride comes back to the head of the key. They're going to try it again, but the screen didn't work very good. Giles with it. Dribbles into the paint, out to McBride. She's open. Long shot up, air ball. And Skaggs with the rebound, and here comes Skaggs playing a guard. She's going to take it all the way, drop it off, and a little too far for Monahan. That was a good look there. And we got more substitutions as Coach Epps continues to run them in. We've got 4 coming in. Micah Burton, Brooke Klepsik, Maddie Reedus, and Kenzie Reedus. Timber Turner stays on the floor. Neely inbounds it to Nichols, gives it right back. Now to McBride. Under 6 minutes to go in the game. Donettes up by 22. McBride picks up her dribble again. She's done that several times. Nice backdoor pass to Pullen. And Pullen's going to put it up. We're going to have a foul on the Donettes. And that one's on Timber Turner. As I said earlier, Pullen's only got 2 points tonight, and not very many even touches for her. And she makes a free throw. Makes it 51-30, 5:47 left in the ball game. I haven't mentioned it, but there's a nice crowd on hand here tonight. And Pullen makes both free throws to pull Dexter within 20. And they go back to that half-court trap. The free throw line ought to be open. Klepsik, nice pass out front to Reedus, down low to Micah Burton. And she gets covered up, back out to Maddie Reedus, cross court. Klepsik, wide open three, looks good, and it is! Brooklyn Klepsik gets another three-pointer. (54-31). Nice ball movement by the Donettes. Donettes are making them use up almost 10 seconds every time before they get the ball across half court. McBride to Pullen. Pullen to Neely, head of the key. Over to Giles on the left wing. Back to Pullen, head of the key. They've got all their big girls out around the three-point line. The screen, and the shot is up no good. We're going to have a foul on the Donettes. It's going to go on Micah Burton. And I believe they called that on the shot. Going to be Kate Nichols, freshman at the free throw line. Nichols has got 4 points. Maggie McBride is the only one even close to double figures for Dexter. She's got 14. The next highest is 4 for Pullen and Nichols. And Nichols misses the free throw. Well, that's hard to believe. 7 of their 8 players have scored, but he's only played 7 players. Next one up, and it's no good. And offensive rebound underneath by Pullen, and he's fouled. And the Donettes didn't do a good job of blocking out, and we're going to get Allison Skaggs back in the game. That one's going to be on Micah Burton. That's 2 fouls in a row, I believe, on her. She picked up the foul, but Turner had the inside block there. Pullen makes the free throw. She's 3 out of 3 now. Skaggs and Carson come back in the game. And we got Turner and Kenzie Reedus checking out. Well, the Donettes have Klepsik, Maddie Reedus, Bailey Carson, Micah Burton, and Allie Skaggs out there. Pullen 4 for 4 from the free throw line, got 6 points now. And full court press, and Coach Epps calls a timeout because there was only one girl in the back court to get the ball up the floor. 4:52 to go in the ball game. And we'll keep it here. It's only a 30-second timeout. Donettes with a 21-point lead. They led by 9 at the half. So that means they've outscored them by 12 here in the second half. And Dexter cut that to 7 with the first bucket of the second half. But the Donettes have kind of took control of the game since then. The Donettes are looking for their 15th win of the season. And they play again Thursday night here at home, which we'll have that game for you against Twin Rivers. That'll be an Ozark Foothills Conference game. Of course, the Donettes trying to get that number 1 seed in the OFC. Right now they're undefeated in the OFC as well. Now Dexter's going to back it up. After that timeout, they were going to set up in a full court press, but now they go back to the half court trap. Carson over to Reedus. In the middle to Skaggs. Turns, takes it in, and we're going to have a travel. He took it a little bit too deep there. It'll be Dexter's ball, and the ball was right there. Again, Dexter's getting more of those loose balls than the Donettes are. And Neely almost lost it, and they're going to call carrying the basketball. I'm not really sure that was a carry. She just picked it back. Did she dribble it when she picked it back up? He called carry, but anyway, it's a turnover. Klepsik back out to Reedus. Had to save it from going out of bounds. Over to Bailey Carson. Back over to Reedus in the middle of Skaggs. This time Skaggs shoots a jumper. She stopped the right place that time, but she missed the jumper. Kind of short-armed it. Pass down low, nice pass. And the shot is blocked by Bailey Carson, but it goes right back to Nichols. Missed it again, and I think Carson got a hand on that one as well. Here comes Allison Skaggs out in the corner. Brooke Klepsik for 3, no good. And the ball's going to go out of bounds on the other side. And nobody touched it, so It'll be Dexter's basketball. So the Donettes have hit a little rut here the last few minutes. Got Neely coming out. And Nichols back in. No, I'm sorry. Turnbow back in. But Nichols goes out and Abby Lloyd in. And also Sydney Speck come in for the Donettes. McBride with the basketball. Like I said, she's the only one even close to double figures for Dexter. She's got 14. Pullen takes one dribble, gives it in the corner to Turnbow. Fakes the shot, goes in, puts it up about 8 feet. No good. Ball tipped back out. Turnbow out to McBride. Three-pointer's good.
Maggie's really carrying these Lady Bearcats. She's got 17 points of their 36.
Skaggs hands it off to Sydney Speck. Back out front to Carson. Dexter really extending that defense. Monahan throws it in the corner, Speck. In the lane to Skaggs. Goes in, puts it up, missed it. Offensive rebound by Klepsik and takes it back out. Now down low again, bad pass by Monahan. Throw up the floor. McBride takes it in. Shot up, no good. Skaggs with the rebound, and she lost it. And McBride's shot blocked, and Skaggs gets 2 blocks. Well, she's about a head taller than either one of those, or maybe a little more. And Skaggs walks with it. They've been a little sloppy in this quarter. They're still up 18, but they've been sloppy. Skaggs checks out. Kenzie Reedus comes back in. It's 54-36 with 2:36 left in the game. Ball comes inbounds to Maggie McBride. Yep, 17. The closest one to double figures besides that is Pullen with 6. Turnbow on the right wing. Gives it in the corner to McBride. And she throws it out of bounds, I think. Yep. I wasn't sure if the Donettes touched that or not, but they didn't. So Dexter will set up in a full court press. The inbounds pass comes to Speck. She's going to dribble it up. Hands it off to Reedus. Ball tipped, but Reedus gets it back. Bounces it out to Carson. Carson will take it back out front as we near the 2-minute mark to go in the game. Over to Monahan. Donettes may try to run a little clock here. Gives it to Kenzie Reedus. Back to Monahan, now to Bailey Carson to assume the floor. Carson puts it on the floor a couple times, gives it back to Speck. Speck goes across court. And Monahan, I don't know where she was going. She was going that way. And Dexter's going to get a shot out of it, but they miss it.
I think she thought McBride was going to come away with the steal there, but then McBride tried to play her. Didn't want to whiff on the steal there, so they both kind of thought the other one was going for it, and McKenna let it get away from her.
Reedus off corner. Brooke Klepsik, three-pointer up. Man, no good. And McBride loses out of bounds, but it's knocked out by Monahan. As we have Neely, Kate Nichols, and also number 1, Maddie Gloss. That's the only girl that hadn't been in the game. She's a 5'3" junior for Dexter. Well, Coach Seitz going to get her in there for a little bit before the end of this one. 54-36. Donettes have only scored, 4 points this quarter?
Yep.
Been a slow quarter. Dexter's only got 7, I think. Gloss at the head of the key. Over to Pullen, right side. Pullen puts it on the floor, gives it to Neely. Now to Nichols. Nichols hands it to Lloyd, and Lloyd's had it knocked away by Monahan. Gives it to Neely. Gets around to defense. Passes to Gloss. Her short jumper is short. Bailey Carson with the rebound. 39 seconds to go. So the Donettes going to get that 15th win. I'm sure Coach Epps would have liked to have finished it off a little bit better, but Carson goes down into the lane, shot up off the glass and in. That'll give Bailey 20 points on the night. And they stop the clock to get the subs in. Maddie Reedus, Taylor Davis, and Micah Burton come in.
Yep.
Monahan and Kinsey Davis stay on the floor for this last 25 seconds. Lead is back to 20. And the ball knocked away again by Monahan. Neely has to come back and help out, and she almost lost it. Now Lloyd, baseline to Gloss. Across the lane to Pullen. Pullen goes up with it and scores. And that's going to do it. 56-38 is going to be our final. The Donettes will win game number 15, go to 15-1 on the season with a 56-38 win over the Dexter Lady Bearcats. And Dalton, to me, I wanted them to win this game by 15, 20 points.
Yeah.
You know, just to kind of make a statement. Even though I don't think they played all that great, but they've been off a while. And Dexter,
right.
You can say the same thing for
right.
them.
I think overall, I think we saw a better game played over at the Lady Royals Christmas tournament. But I also think that had the Donettes not kind of let that fourth quarter get them way of them right before Christmas, this is kind of the same result we would have saw, because we had a 15, 16-point lead over at that. Yeah, it finished 4, but Coach Cagle and I were talking today, and he said those big leads are hard to hold on to, because you don't want to just keep, you don't want to keep pouring it on them, but also you want to finish it. And so you kind of adjust your gameplay a little bit, and sometimes that means you get away from doing things that got you that 15-point lead to begin with. And he just said they're hard to hold on to.
You just don't want to end up being sloppy, and that's
right.
kind of what happened here towards the end. But
right.
Anyway, what was the final? 57-36.
I think I'm off a point. It should be 56-38. I think that's
okay.
What, yeah.
All right. Well, you want to go ahead and run down the scoring before we take a break, and hopefully Coach Epps will get up here tonight. Last time he didn't make it, I don't think.
Yeah, that's fine. Looking at the Lady Bearcats, Maddie Gloss was unable to get in the scoring column. Kate Nichols with 4. Maggie McBride's going to lead the scores. She was a bucket away from leading all scores. She has 17 points. Caitlin Giles with 4. Abby Lloyd had 2. Avery Neely with 2. Dulcie Pullen with 8. And Allison Turnbow also threw in 1 point there. Looking over at the Donettes, McKenna Monahan kind of got in some foul trouble in the first half and was unable to get any scoring going for her. She does finish with 3. Sydney Speck with 12, who typically is the Donettes' leading scorer. But tonight, Speck's going to finish second in scoring behind teammate Bailey Carson, who's going to finish with 20. Kinsey Reedus had 5, Allie Skaggs with 11, and Brooke Klepsig had 6 of her own. So the Donettes do a great job once again kind of spreading it around. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I feel like that's a stat we talk about a lot. 6 different girls in the scoring column for the Donettes. So once again doing a great job spreading it around. 3 girls in double digits. And I mean, that's just Coach Epps style basketball, run the floor well, wreak a little bit of havoc on defense, and then kind of let everybody get involved in the scoring effort. So typical Donette win, or so has been typical Donette win, at least this year and even probably last year. Same type of win that they like to go after. So, and a big statement win against probably who is now going to be the 2 seed in Class 4 District 1. And the Donettes kind of put the exclamation point, you would think, on where they're going to sit in their seed. Should be coming in as the number 1 overall. And I think we can talk to Coach Epps about that here in a second and see what his thoughts and feelings are on that. But we are going to take a, we'll say, 2 minutes?
Well, let's just keep it here.
You just want to keep it here? Okay.
They may, I did want to say, we only had 6 girls in the scoring column tonight, which is kind of unusual. It's usually 8 or 9.
Usually more, but he didn't play as many tonight.
Well, that's true.
Yeah.
And Monahan got in foul trouble a little bit too,
Yep.
But, I mean, the Donettes, they ended up with 6 in the scoring column, but they kind of, after that first bucket there in the third quarter, they kind of almost put it away. I guess you can't say for sure they put it away. And Coach Epps has joined us here. Adam, congratulations on another win. You'd had a long layoff there, and it seemed like it took, at times it was a little sloppy.
Yep.
But you still ended up with an 18, 20-point win.
Right, in 11 games without playing, and Dexter was in the same boat as well. Their last game was 11 days ago. So I knew there was going to be maybe some rough stuff. We adjusted well. Not everybody played their best ball game tonight, and we were still able to win by 20 because we're sharing the ball really well. and our shooting percentage is up because we're sharing the ball really well. I don't know all the numbers. I know at halftime it looked pretty good percentage-wise, so I don't know what we ended up with, but it's because we have people that are selfless, and they're going to make a play to make it easy for somebody else, and that's the difference. That's the difference.
Right towards the end there, when Maddie Rita stole that ball over on the side, she could have shot that layup.
Yeah.
And actually, she may have been ahead of Sydney, but she dished it off to her to let her score. And,
those are culture plays right there.
Yeah.
Those are culture-building plays, and it's nice to see somebody new, a freshman, coming in and making those kind of plays as well.
Well, you had 3 girls in double figures again, and Dalton and I were just talking, and we said the same thing about usually you have 8 or 9 get in the scoring column, but like McKenna Monahan, she scored, but she had a rough night. It was one of those nights where
she picked up those 2 fouls quick.
It kind of throwed her off her whole game, and she was bobbling balls that she normally don't do.
Right.
But you have games like that every once in a while. She may come out and score 18 or 20 the next game.
Yep, and that's kind of the thing, and she's still learning. She's getting a lot of minutes, varsity time, started every game for us because she makes us different when she's out there. She creates stuff. Now, the only thing she's got to adjust is when we play good teams, you're not always going to turn everybody over at the beginning of the game like crazy, and you got to be able to not gamble every single time and be solid, especially against a good point guard like Maggie. She was wearing us out in the first half.
Yeah.
So,
well, that was another thing. They only had McBride was the only one that had double figures, and Dulcie Pullen, she usually scores quite a few if I remember right. And she only got 8, and I think 6 of those came in the fourth quarter.
Right, and that's their horse, and she's probably averaging 20 a game, Dulcie is, and it's the second time we played them, and last time I think she scored 3. And this time 8, and she got some at the end, but we still got to do a better job blocking her out. She's a good player,
she is.
And it's enough for us to build our whole defensive plan around there. And their senior, Maggie, said, okay, well, then I'm going to go to work too. And, it was a good competitive game, and we may see them again.
They cut the lead to 7 points. They got the first bucket of the third quarter after getting that last bucket at the first half. And that gave them a little momentum, I thought, going in the locker room. And then they got the first bucket. But then you turned them over 2 or 3 times, and boom, 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 the lead just jumped right back up there again.
And that's our best third quarter probably of the year. Third quarter has really been our struggle. Like, our numbers are down, all that. On our third quarter, I was really impressed with our third quarter tonight.
You outscored them 20-7 in the third quarter.
Yeah, that's not even close. That's our best third quarter. So I'm proud of them. The way we played these last 3 home games, that's a lot of positive things going and a lot to look forward to. We just got to be able to do that on the road too when shots aren't going to fall at a high clip sometime.
Okay, so you got a conference game coming up Thursday with Twin Rivers here at home.
Yep.
And then you go to Neelyville on Saturday, is that right?
Saturday.
Make up that game?
Yep, at 2 o'clock. So it'll probably be a half a game JV. Probably both of those would be half JV games.
Oh, okay.
If I had to guess.
Okay.
So.
All right. Twin Rivers doesn't have a lot of players either.
Dalton
and I were talking about that. It's unreal, as big a town as Dexter is, that they've only got 13 total players on their varsity and junior varsity.
And I know I'm getting on the soapbox, but basketball's not easy, and it's hard, and it's in the wintertime, and, it's a long season. It's really long. It's almost too long. And the amount of work that goes into it to be good is really stinking hard, and it's good for everybody, but it just ain't for everybody. I hate to say that, but
your last home game, you had all these little girls out here that plays all the time, and you said it's a long winter. Well, long summer too for these kids.
Yep.
And the ones who really want to play because they stick it out.
That's right. And you can, as a coach, you can trust what they're going to give you, and when you get into close games and all that, you got to be able to trust them. And when they show up every single day, and a lot of these kids that are young, they're not getting to play a whole bunch, and they show up every day just like the ones that are getting the big-time minutes, and they work their butt off, and they're patient, and they wait, and they know there may be a year where I'm not going to get to play as much, and the ones that are smart stick it out.
Yeah.
And they're going to get to eat later on, and not everybody's like that anymore. They want it right now, and if they don't get it right now, we're gone, and I'm glad I got girls that aren't like that, and they're selfless and they play so well together. So that makes a difference.
Well, another good win tonight, especially after the long layoff. So
I think that's 20. I think that's 20-0 at home the last 20 home games.
Wasn't that what Dalton looked that up?
Yeah.
So that's pretty good home court advantage there.
That's nice.
And you've got a couple towards the end of the season that
they're going to be tough.
Test you.
Sykeston coming up they're going to be a real tough team. We're playing Ava. That's not at home. They're going to be really, really tough team, ranked in Class 4. So we picked up some good games. You know, we've added some stuff to the schedule that's going to give us 1 JV games, but it's also going to give us some very competitive games. And we got Ellington coming up in a couple weeks. So.
Yeah. All right. Well, congratulations on the win, and we'll talk to you after Thursday night.
Thank you, sir.
That's Coach Adam Epps. The Donettes win at 56-38 over the Dexter Lady Bearcats, go to 15-1 on the season. Remember, tomorrow night we'll be back. The Dons will be taking on the Clearwater Tigers in an Ozark Foothills Conference matchup. And then on Thursday, the Donettes back in action here at home against Twin Rivers, also an OFC matchup. So that's going to wrap it up for us. For Dalton Pennington, this is Keith Bowman. Good night, everybody.